Well, good morning, everybody. Unfortunately, I might be here on my own today because just nobody was available.
Excuse me, is this the potting show? Is this a potting show?
Yes.
Is this YGTV?
This is what. Do you remember
You're
it?
back! Oh, you're back! Oh, my word! It's all coming back.
He's back in the shed.
Oh!
It's like coming home, isn't it?
It is. Hello, you.
Hello.
We did work together yesterday on TikTok, actually, but yeah, I've been at QVC quite a lot recently.
You have, haven't you?
Yeah, so I've not been here, but I know you've been very well looked after.
Yes, absolutely. We've had lots of people in the potting shed. We do miss you, so it's nice to have you back.
It's lovely to be back. I've missed you as well. I really have. I missed you. There you are. So thank you. I know I've been inundated with messages asking when he came back. I've not managed to get through all the 10,000s of them, but no, I really appreciate those of you that have messaged. But yeah, it's great to be back. We've got a great show.
Neil's message straight away saying, welcome back, Shaun. Good morning to Joshua as well. I feel like a new name in the chat, so it's always lovely to have new names coming in. So good morning to you as well.
So we'll give you our names because we're old names. I'm Shaun Ryan.
I am Bex Edwards.
Stu is with us. He's in the gallery. He's doing all the technical stuff. Right, some things I've got to remember everything now, Bex.
I know.
So
remember the details. Come
on. Free postage
Woohoo.
on everything on the show when you use the offer code, which is YGTV2225. That unlocks not just your free postage, but also all the special offers, so extra discounts. Some of them you'll get more plants for less money if you use that offer code. We are going to suggest, because then we get lots of new viewers, we are going to suggest you join the discount club. Because for just £10 a year on auto renewal, you will get a 15% saving on all of our plants, compost pots, and loads of other benefits. So you can actually join right now and save 15% on your first order. And we would love you to interact. Bex is ready with that iPad to receive your emails and your comments and your questions. And if anyone to say welcome back, Shaun,
you're most welcome to. Joshua's just messaged. He is Top Gear from TikTok. So thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
It's nice to see some of those names coming in.
Yeah,
because obviously we do our TikTok shows. It's lovely to see a few of you joining us on YGTV as well.
And Bex is the queen of TikTok, which she really is.
I'll take that crown.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
You are. We love it when some of the TikTokers come across, but Joshua and everyone else that normally orders on TikTok, to get the best prices on YGTV, you do need to become a club member. Because then you get 15% off and free postage. So Joshua and everyone else, join the club today. It's £10 a year on auto renewal, and that will save you a fortune. And you do get amazing prices on YGTV. And we should say different offers from TikTok and our other platforms as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
The only thing that stays the same are the presenters and the production team. But so we always give you different deals. Right? Have I forgotten anything, Bex?
No, I don't think so.
I was going to say, if you want to email YGTV. Then the details coming up on the screen at YouGarden.com.
We've got some emails. Ali G's in, Dingo, Woodfield, Tony, Tom, I saw your email that you sent yesterday, I think, so we might even show that today as well. So we will be showing your pictures. If you want to email the pictures, questions, comments, that's the email address, and we get to show the pictures on here.
Right, shall we begin?
Yeah. Should we go for the big ones?
I think we're rude not to.
Let's go for this one.
The Dixonia?
Yeah.
Oh my word, right, so the thing is, I'll be honest, I didn't check every price today. I thought that was going to be $34.99.
There you go.
Under $30 for Dixonia. That is not a small Dixonia.
It's not a small Dixonia. Now, a lot of you know that I've been growing a Dixonia, and I bought it as the little 9cm.
Is yours anywhere near this size yet?
It's about this size.
But you bought yours how long ago?
Two or
2.5
3
years, I'd say.
Yeah, it's about 2.5 actually. So mine has roughly got to about this size now. So basically, you're skipping forward. You're fast forwarding time. You don't have to do that initial couple of years. You can go for this size, and you've got that head start. It's good to do that, I think, with this, because they are quite slow growing.
They are. And I don't mind saying, I bought a big established Dixonia, but I spent, it was nearly £200.
Yeah, I was going to say it would be hundreds.
Me and my other half nearly split up over it. So, that is a beautiful size.
I think my husband would be mad if I did that as well.
I was like, yeah, but you bought an expensive car. I love my plants. But they are absolutely beautiful. I remember seeing these in New Zealand when I was very lucky to have a holiday in New Zealand quite a few years ago. And the forest covered in the Dixonia is amazing. One of the oldest plants on earth, this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's older than me.
Very ancient quality, this one. Yeah, it's been around for millions of years. It's definitely got a Walking with Dinosaurs feel to it, hasn't it? And it is actually really easy to look after. Honestly, I've been growing mine in a pot, keep it somewhere nice and shady, keep it well watered, and I just moved the pot in winter.
I was going to say, with mine, I do give it protection in the winter months. I mean, they will survive frost and stuff, but while they're still quite young, just put a fleece around it. I'll bring it in the greenhouse. I'll put it into a sheltered corner. But that is amazing for that size. That will already be a number of years old.
Definitely, and what I really enjoy, and you can
look
see
at these, look at these.
You can see the lovely little frond just in the centre there. There's the new fronds coming. I've got new fronds coming on mine as well, and I love the way they just sort of unfurl. Stu was talking about it yesterday. It's like they unfurl and just throw out this massive, great big leaf.
And it sort of happens in a few days. It goes from that, that little curled up structure to that massive leaf. Now, over the years, it will form a trunk, but it will take many years to do that.
A long time.
But
it's a project.
It is. And I just love a plant journey. You know, you could buy this today. Club members you get for $25.49. And you can have it in your family for decades. I mean, tree ferns do live, they can live hundreds of years.
Yeah, absolutely.
They really can.
I mean, this is why I got it. I wanted the project. Hopefully, one of my kids will be interested in it when I'm not here anymore, and they will carry on the journey, and maybe they can pass it on to their kids as well. It's definitely one of those gorgeous kind of heritage plants, isn't it? You can pass it on.
Yeah, and they're often used in landscaping. You know, I mean, there's some beautiful homes and museums in London. In fact, the National History Museum has got loads of Dixonias planted outside it in London.
Yeah.
So they're often used for really elaborate planting schemes. And I will say, if you can afford it, that they do look great. I mean, our head gardener, Peter, I think he's got 3 in his garden, and they look absolutely amazing. They like shade, by the way. They have a shade-loving plant as well, so they can really make a shady corner look extraordinary. But that is a really good price, particularly if you're club members, $25.49. Good, isn't it?
It's
really
a beautiful
good.
one, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if I hadn't started the 9-centimetre journey, I'd probably be going for this one.
Yeah, I'm even thinking I might buy. I mean, I've got one, but I'm thinking a couple of these in the borders could look amazing.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you've already got one of the big ones, actually having smaller ones around it creates a beautiful display. Is that what the head gardener's got?
No, he's got 3 big ones in his borders.
But yeah, if you've already got one of the big ones, and by the way, we do have them available on the website.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes with special postage because you've got to. Yeah. Obviously, it's massive.
And they are they do go up to a few £100s. Just let you know, they do.
They're available though if you want to get one.
Absolutely.
And then you get some smaller ones to go around it. That creates a beautiful display. Depends if you've got the money to spend.
I love that idea.
Yeah. I'd like to.
Right, let's get spending. 500 233. Don't forget, you can order on the website. That's what most people do. YouGarden.com. But you can give us a call 0844 502 0050. Right, we're going to move on to our Formium.
Yeah, I was just looking at this. This
Lovely
is beautiful.
colour, isn't it?
I absolutely adore this one. I'm really into the dark foliage, you know, and actually that next to that.
That works, doesn't it?
It kind of wants a more sunny position, to be fair, but it just gives you an idea of how it can highlight the greens in your gardens.
I know.
And that contrast that you get.
Sorry, but I'd throw some pink in there.
Yeah. This is where the dark foliage really comes in, though, isn't it?
And actually, this is just giving you a little idea. My shirt's sort of getting in the way there. There you go. My busy check shirt. But you can have the most wonderful displays with just foliage.
Yeah.
You know, the Dixonia, the Formium, the New Zealand flax, and the Acer there, which is coming up later, by the way. That is the Acer Taylor. It's coming up later. But yeah, amazing. And I mean, you've still not been to my garden, Bex, but you've seen pictures. And
I've seen lots of them.
I live surrounded by fields and wind.
Yes.
And I planted loads of the Formiums just because they are so wind resistant.
They are, absolutely.
They really are.
They're quite tough, they're hardy, they're robust, you know, and this one's actually a more compact form of Formium because obviously you can get ones that get really, really big, but this one does stay a little bit more compact. You know, we're talking maybe about sort of a metre-ish, but they have that sort of arching quality to them as well, don't they? So they have a really sort of graceful arching to the leaves.
And they are pretty much indestructible, you know, so they're often used, if you think about it, in commercial planting displays like roundabouts. You often see a Formium as a centrepiece on a roundabout.
Definitely.
But I just love the colour of that one. It's quite unusual, isn't it?
Well, they can flower as well.
Yeah, mine are just about to flower, actually.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
And actually, when they flower, this one's quite impressive because it's red flowers that you get on
Is
here.
it?
So the red against the dark sort of chocolatey,
Ooh,
almost
yeah.
black foliage. That's going to look amazing.
And they just get bigger and stronger in terms of a clump. They, the one thing says they don't like to be sort of like waterlogged, so just make sure it's well drained. Sun part shade, absolutely fine.
Yeah,
Actually, I've got one in a fairly quite a shady area.
spot, and it
does
works.
okay. I mean, it doesn't grow very quickly there, but it survived.
It survives. So
Yeah.
you could even maybe get the Dixonia and the Formium together.
Yeah, you
then.
could. I think so.
Why not?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Stu just asked what's the difference between this and a cordyline. I mean, they're quite similar in the way that they look, but actually cordylines have a slightly more symmetrical shape to them in the way they grow. And of course, a cordyline is going to form a trunk and grow into a tree, whereas this doesn't. This sends the shoots up from the ground. So it is a different look. You've still got the lovely sword-shaped leaves from it, but you don't form a tree trunk shape from it.
But one thing I will say, Stu's kind of on the ball there, because a lot of people do plant formiums and cordylines together. They're great companion plants. They work really well together. Shaun Ryan, that really great gardener, he has got cordylines and formiums together.
Has he?
Yeah.
He's a clever man.
Yeah. No, it works. It's a common planter scheme. It is.
You are saving £10 on that one, by the way, but only if you enter that code. The saving, the free postage, that's all unlocked by entering that code. The price here, that's unlocked by joining the club, and that's why you get. This is why watching YGTV is brilliant.
And say, if you're not a club member, I know some of you watch us on TikTok.
Oops.
So if you're not a club member, it really is worth joining. Really is. And you get loads and loads of vouchers and discounts as well. So yes, some of you have, you say, followed us from our other platforms, including TikTok. Some of you know us from Ideal World. Where we used to be.
Word,
yes.
that's a blast from the past, isn't it?
That's 2 years ago when we left there, isn't it?
Isn't it nearly 3?
No, it's only 2.
Is it? It feels like such a long time.
Does it?
It feels like
no, it's only
ages
2.
ago now.
It's 2 years, almost 2 years, yeah.
Right, good morning to Mauricia, who has also joined us in the chat as well.
Morning.
Good morning to Ruth and Becky. Neil, of course, you're there. Thank you so much. He'll be popping in and out. He's working this morning.
Neil, I need to know how your blue poppy's doing. I sent you a picture of mine. I hope you saw it. Yeah, I just want to know. I mean,
and of course, how Rocky's doing. You said he was healing well, so I'm assuming he's all right. Should we go and look at some favourites?
Why not?
Yes.
Should we not?
Should we do osteospermums?
Do you know, I'm really annoyed with myself because, well, I've got these grown on in my greenhouse and I didn't.
Oh, and you didn't take any pictures?
I should have brought them in. In fact, they're not. Some of them I've planted out now in the pub garden, so I'm annoyed. I just didn't think ahead.
Never mind.
So mine are in flower and they look amazing.
They do look amazing, and I'm going to hark back to Chelsea last week where we were guests of the Harkness stand, weren't we? And it was lovely.
It was lovely.
Stu and I were having a wander around, and we were noticing a lot of garden planting was very much the purples.
It was purples and whites.
Purples and whites.
And creams. Yeah, I agree.
It was that kind of berries and cream colour, 100%.
Totally agree.
It's all over the place.
So, if you want to be Chelsea on trend, this is the colour scheme. I just love osteospermums. I really do.
Yeah.
They flower all summer long. Last year, did I grow? No, I didn't grow these last year.
No, I think you just did the African Suns one, didn't you?
I did. That's not the name of it, is it?
No, Purple Sun.
Purple Sun.
African Daisy, Purple Sun.
Yes.
I just mix it up, you know.
I think the killer was new for this year, actually, the berries and cream. But it's a gorgeous palette, isn't it? And they will flower all summer long without fail.
And I will point out, these ones are...
Oh, yeah, look, they're just in bud.
I mean, flower buds coming on that one plug plant there. Let me take that one out without breaking it. Oh, I'm being a muppet. Hang on. Here we go. Look.
Gently does it.
First of all,
ridiculously
rooty. I mean, if I unfurl that, look at the amount of fruit on there. That's insane. But also 1, 2, 3, one that's about to open as well. So there are flower buds coming, and it's not the only plant. There's loads of those plug plants that have got those flowers coming. So you don't have to wait long before you're going to get that kind of display.
And they can be planted out straight away. And I will tell you, I mean, my local garden centre, it's a beautiful garden centre, but they are selling individual osteospermums. Now they are in I'll be honest, I think they're in 12 centimetre pots. They're a little bit further on this, I'd say a few weeks, but they are nearly £5 each.
Yeah, and the thing is, you don't have to wait very long to get them to the 9 centimetre pot stage.
No.
So honestly, growing them as plugs, I would do that rather than spending the money on the extra 9 centimetres.
I mean, now it's nearly we're not far off the longest day of the year. Loads of sunlight, loads of warmth, get them straight in the ground, get them in your pots and containers. They say they flower all summer long, just deadhead them, so when the flowers go over, just take the flowers off. The flowers do last a long time, actually, I'd say, on Osteospermum. And as Bex said, they are known as the African daisy, come from Africa, so they love a warm, sunny spot. Now, we class them as annuals, summer bedding, but they do sometimes make it through the winter. I'd say out of all the summer bedding that we grow, it's one of the hardest. Like busy lizards, the first frost and they'll be done. But these will survive mild frost.
I put these in the class of gazanias, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
A mild winter, they will get through.
Yeah.
But of course, if you want to ensure that they get through, then container growing and moving those pots will help them to make sure that you get back next year.
But they
that
are.
Wasn't a sentence,
but they
you
do.
know what I'm saying.
I get it, Bex. I'm with you. But they want full sun. They love to sunbathe all day long. Lovely colour palette, and you are going to get a £17 saving on those. That's, for me personally, that's the top pick of the show. It really is. I think it's great. Really do. They're amazing plants, and you know, sometimes to have a theme, to have all of those soft pinks and whites and the magentas, absolutely beautiful. And you can mix these in with other plants, of course you can, but they do look fabulous en masse. I really like that. You know, when you just put, I'd say 5 of these in a 30 centimetre pot will absolutely fill that magnificently right until October, maybe even nudging into November, depending on where you live.
Yeah, definitely.
Love those. I'm just so annoyed because I've got them in the pub garden, I've got some still in the greenhouse that are in flower, but I didn't bring them in.
Right, good morning to Amanda, who's watching from the greenhouse on Facebook.
Nice.
Thank you so much. Joshua wants some care advice on a stilby, so we'll do that in a little while for you.
I know a stilby's very well.
There you go.
I'm sure you do, Bex, as well. We do.
No, actually, I've never grown a stilby. So
well, I have.
I mean, I know how to look after them, but you have. So
yes.
Let's hear from someone who's actually done it.
And I grew mine from bare roots as well.
I am planning on planting them in my next garden because they love a shady spot.
They do.
And I'm potentially moving into a north garden. So, yeah, anyway.
Right, so I will answer that Stilby question in a mo.
Let's go on to the Dahlia Gardenettas then, shall we? Because we've got these ones coming up for you next. 3 different varieties, 3 bold, bright colours, and that's what I love about dahlias, because this is about getting the rainbow of colour in your garden.
And these are more compact. Some dahlias go really big, like, you know, a metre, maybe even more. These are nice and compact, so great for smaller gardens, great for containers. I love the colour of the foliage, don't you?
These
That's
are
nice.
Incredible foliage. I'm growing a couple of different dahlias that have got this beautiful dark foliage on it. It's got nice serrated edges to the leaves as well, and it's a perfect contrast for the big, bold, bright flowers that you get on them. The other reason I love dahlias is that they just flower freely all the way through summer. You know, these normally start flowering from somewhere like June. I mean, I've got my dahlias growing, and there's flower buds coming. So there's flower buds. I still haven't put them outside. They're still in the conservatory.
Actually, because you grow yours in the conservatory, it does bring them forward.
Probably brought them forward a little bit.
Yeah.
I need to get them outside. I need to make some space. But there are flowers appearing. Normally, from around June, you will start getting dahlia flowers appearing, and they just keep going right the way through to September, October, depending on the weather, even into November as well. And you can cut loads of them. You can create beautiful indoor displays, and it actually encourages the plant to produce more flowers by doing that.
So they're just such a hard worker. They are easy. Again, they would like a nice sunny spot, and you've got 3 stunning varieties. But height-wise, I was there 50.
Yeah, they don't get mad. Yeah, about 50 centimetres. Yeah. So these aren't tall.
No.
They really shouldn't need the staking that other dahlias need.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I have to stake my dahlias because obviously, you know, it's just part of the process. But this one shouldn't need it. So if you've been put off by dahlias because you don't want to do that process, then this collection might be the one for you.
And stunning bright colours. They just put a smile on your face. So if you'd like to go for those, you are getting 6 of the plug plants there, saving a couple of pounds, and the club price is only £11.04. Now, don't forget to get free postage on everything on our live stream. Just got to use that code, which is YGTV 2225. Right.
the tree fuchsia.
Yeah, I'm growing these.
I'm excited by these. I think these are fascinating.
Same here.
I'm so glad that you're growing these because I really want to see what these turn into.
To be honest, Bex, I have got a spare one if you want it.
Have you?
I have, yeah.
Well, the thing is, I'm really trying to be careful on what I put in my garden. As you all know, I'm leaving, blah, blah, blah.
But it's in a pot, you can...
Exactly,
yeah.
but you don't know.
I
even spoke to my husband the other day about throwing away the table and chairs outside because I cannot find space for stuff anymore.
I tell you what, Bex, I will keep hold of it, and then when you've got your new garden,
then I can have. Thank you very much.
Because these will actually grow into trees, actually, a couple of metres big.
Yeah, these can get to 2.5 metres. What I love about them is that they are evergreen plants. They are award-winning with the RHS Award of Garden Merit, but apparently they're also going to produce edible berries.
Yes.
What is that about?
That's what I'm excited about. And it looks a little bit different from how you imagine a fuchsia, but it is a part of the fuchsia family. I mean, you get hundreds of these gorgeous flowers all clustered together. But yes, I've never tried one either, but they do produce edible fruit. I'll be honest, Bex, I can only assume the fruit is maybe on the average side taste-wise.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
knows?
know.
You'll be able to let us know later on in the year.
I
think it's fascinating, isn't it?
I might come into the pot and be like, oh my word, I've got the most delicious fuchsia berries. They're amazing. But it will grow into a proper shrub, and as Bex said, it is evergreen. Hardy to about what, -5?
About -5.
Yeah.
So it might need a little bit of winter protection.
I mean, I would put it in I'd start growing them in pots like I'm doing. Then I'd put them in a nice sunny sheltered corner. But yeah, it's something new, something different. I know you get 6, but what I did, I bought 6 and then I gave a couple to my friend Matt, and I'll save one for Bex as well.
Thank you very much. Thank
yes.
you.
For
They're
her
big
new
chunky
garden.
plugs as well.
They are.
Look at the size of these. This is what you would be receiving. These are
massive.
I mean, we're calling them plug plants, but actually that could be in a 9-centimetre pot quite happily, couldn't it?
Totally.
I mean, it's not going to take long with that root system as well to get going.
And they have been pinched out, by the way. So
yes.
when they arrive, don't go, oh, it's broken. What our experienced gardeners have done, they've pinched out the top, and that will encourage lots of nice bushy growth, and more branches, more stems means more flowers and a fuller tree. But they're amazing. When you see images online of fully grown mature trees, they are incredible. Yeah, very excited. I'd say I bought that because I like to try something new. Right. Coming up next, we have got our gazanias. And I think you're right, Bex. These go so well in many ways with osteospermums.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
love the same position.
Love the same position. What I like about gazanias is, again, they're quite free-flowering. You get loads and loads of flower spikes coming off them, but also from a quite neat bed of foliage. You get this sort of rosette of foliage at the base.
That's a good point.
And it doesn't tend to get messy. Like I love. Oh my word! I've forgotten the pom-pom flowers. Alliums. I love allium flowers.
What's that? Come on, give me a clue. Give me a clue.
I love allium flowers, but the foliage does annoy me because it does tend to look
messy.
a bit tatty.
Yeah.
But you don't get that with the gazanias. You do get these beautiful, bright, sunshiny flowers. Yeah, you can definitely see why they're called sun carpet, can't you? You get months and months of colour from them.
Beautiful.
Mild winters, they can get through. Obviously, if you do want to make sure you get them through, give them that winter protection. But all you've got to do is a little bit of deadheading.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. I probably wouldn't even waste my time feeding them. You can, of course, it'll help, but gazanias are so free-flowering, they don't really need it.
And they do open up in the sun. So when it's shady or when the sun goes in, they tend to close up a little bit, and then when the sun comes out, they open up and just display these magical colours. And their flowers are big. You can see that in the palm of the hand. Really big flowers, and they will give you so much joy, so much colour all the way through summer. And as Bex said, they do sometimes survive a mild winter, so we class them as annual really, but they are capable. Some of mine survived the winter without any protection. Those that were in pots in a sheltered corner, they did survive the winter.
Flowers.
Yeah, there you go.
Coming. There's a bud there. There's one on the other one about to open. Nice big chunky roots.
And really nice foliage with the gazania.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's really interesting. And it's so neat and tidy, and that's what I really like about it.
Just a quick reminder, when you receive your plug plants from YouGarden, they're all in recyclable packaging. We've spent a fortune and many years developing our packaging to make sure your plants arrive in perfect condition, but always give them a good water before you pot them on. That is really important because they will have been transit a couple of days, so just give them a good water for an hour or so, and then you can put them in your beds, borders, and your containers as well. Right, we have got an absolute beautiful Acer for you right now. I mean, if I was an Acer, I'd want to be this one.
Yeah,
I'd want to be Acer Taylor.
Absolutely, what a gorgeous, gorgeous Acer that we've got here.
Do you think there's a bit of a ring to that name, Acer Taylor? It sounds to me like a celebrity.
That's Acer Taylor.
Yeah, Acer Taylor. But I mean, that is magnificent. Right, what price have we got this today, Stu? I'm hoping it's under 25.
Oh, let's have a
I mean, it might not be because it's really well established.
Well, you do get beautiful pink foliage.
27. Oh, no, it is though. No, it is. Club members, yeah, it is. 23.79, yeah.
Great price for that one, honestly, because look at the size of the plant that you're getting, plus the interest of the foliage. Now, this starts, when it produces its leaves, it starts that beautiful pink colour that you see there, and then throughout, going from spring through to summer, it starts to change its colour, and this is what I adore about Acers, that you do get a sort of festival of colour-changing foliage that happens, and they often give you a great big blaze of colour before they drop their leaves in autumn as well. So you get all that variegation, you get the creams, you get the greens, but you've still got the pink going on in there as well. I've been talking about this recently because I think that this is a fantastic Acer. If you've got your collection of Acers, pair this one with your Atropurpureums, with your burgundy foliage, because I think that the combination of that with the pink and the green will be the ideal combo.
And actually, I would love to see that next to the Emerald Lace, which is like a really kind of lime green. But Acers, there are so many lovely varieties here at YouGarden, and when you do have like the burgundy leaves with the pinks and then the lime greens and the creams, it can look magical. Really easy to grow. Just make sure you keep it away from winds. They hate wind, and I would say with an Acer, although they'll tolerate a lot of sun, they don't really like it. And I think I don't know with its changes in the ozone layer and stuff, but on a bright sunny day, if your Acer gets too much sun, it will fry the leaves. So I always think shade, morning sun is great, evening sun, dappled shade, but I keep mine out of full sun. I did one last year, did get a bit scorched, it got too much sun. Yeah,
absolutely. Nice shady spot, keep them regularly watered, and keep them out of the wind. They don't like a windy spot either.
They hate wind. They really do. We don't like wind. But it's a really well established one. Acers are slow growing, so they often only grow 20-30 centimetres a year. That will get to about 2 metres in terms of height and width.
Approximately, it's one of the smaller ones.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd be a pensioner by then, wouldn't I? Probably. Maybe.
Do you want to see?
Oh, they're actually, hang on, they'll probably change it. By the time I get a pension, it'll probably be.
No, you're going to be working for tomorrow.
I'll have to be 80, yeah, probably.
You're going to keep going.
I tell you what did they say? If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's facts. We love what we do here. Right, we're going to show the nursery.
Yeah, let's see where they live.
Is it a beautiful lady on this nursery?
It was my sister.
Is it?
Yeah, my twin.
Oh, she's stunning. She's stunning.
Wearing the same shirt.
She does dress like you as well.
Yeah,
Here she is.
Yeah. Hello there, YGTV viewers. For any of you that know me, you know I am 100% in my happy place right now. We are in the tunnel where we keep all of the beautiful Acers, and we've come to have a look at our gorgeous Acer Taylor. This is the one in the 3-litre pot. The guys have got one in the studio as well. I think it's one of the most stunning varieties of Acer that we have, because you've got creams, you've got greens, you've got these beautiful pink-coloured leaves on here. And Acers are just so easy to look after. They're fully winter hardy. They really don't need any of that extra winter protection. And they only ask those 2 things of you: put me in dappled shade and put me in a nice sheltered position, somewhere not too windy. If you do that, you will have these for decades of joy you'll get out of them. And of course, they're nice and slow growing as well. So over the years, you'll be able to go on that journey with them and watch them grow. Plant them out into borders if you want to, or keep them as a stunning pot plant. That's what I do with mine. Mine are all coming with me if I ever move home.
I mean, all the Acers look stunning. I know they're all going with you if you ever move, and you are moving.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed, absolutely. That's why I container grow my Acers.
Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it? And a little fact, by the way, for you, just referring back to that clip of film, we wear 20% of our wardrobe 80% of the time. It's called the 80-20 principle, isn't it?
It's true. It's true. Not going to lie.
Hey,
not going to lie.
You look great in blue, and I so often wear the same things without realising. Right, and so if you like the Acer Pomatum Taylor, $27.99. The discount club price is $23.79. Oh, it's nice to be back in the point shed. It is. So with you, and I'm really going to say it's lovely to be with all of our regulars as well. Right, what's our best-selling product at YouGarden? It is our premium professional compost, has been for many years. Just quickly, one of the main reasons why you should join the discount club today for £10 is that you're going to save £3.75 every time you order our compost, and you get free shipping, of course, as well. And actually, the price is better than it was last year.
Yeah, as long as you're a club member, you're getting a lower price on this than you were last year, and it is the best compost. We all know this, don't we? If you've never tried it, this is the time, please. Get yourself the best compost. I know there are less expensive composts out there. However, they are nowhere near as good as this compost, and if you're spending money on plants, you want to ensure that you're going to get the best results. And by putting them in the best compost, that's how you're going to get the best results. We all use it. We use it here at the nursery. There's a reason we use this compost, because it gets results.
Yeah, and it does make you a better gardener instantly. We'll tell you more about the amazing ingredients later, but you have got composted wood fibre, you've got reduced peat in there, slow release furniture.
Furniture, yeah, we've got furniture in here.
Honestly, it's amazing new ingredient. It's called slow release furniture, and what it does, it creates these lovely kind of wooden sculptures. So slow release fertiliser. It was all going so well before that. And you have got, say, wetting agents, so it rehydrates really quickly, and you've got a pH buffer, so it's basically the perfect pH for every single plant except the acid-loving ones. And you can actually, it smells great, the texture is amazing, but I promise you, whatever you're growing from seeds through to trees and everything else, it will give you amazing results. So it's our best seller. Just check the reviews out on our website. They're incredible on this one.
And it's delivered with no postage costs.
Yeah.
Enter that code. Somebody just brings it and drops it off at your door. It's brilliant.
I mean, I think there's nothing worse than
I love it. It's great.
Load up compost in the back of your car.
My Yodel delivery man, he's always like, "Do you want me to take it around the back for you?" I was like, "Yes, please. Yes, please."
I've got that.
I've got man.
Yeah,
I
mine is too. Actually, it's lovely. Here's my little greenhouse. This is me potting up all the plants in the pub garden that I look after. I've just redone it for summer, actually, with loads of osteospermum, some YouGarden and geraniums, and I have got loads of the anagallis in the pub garden this year that I absolutely love. But yeah, all the tubs, containers, hanging baskets, all full of our premium professional compost. And I think for me, you know, I want my plants in the pub garden. I just want them to grow really well without too much fuss, and that compost gives them everything they need in terms of support. So don't forget, if you are a club member, you'll get that today for £21.23, saving £3.75 every single time you order.
Mauritius soil is coming today, so yay, love that.
I was hoping we'd be reading out all those welcome back Shaun messages. Thanks, Bex.
Yeah, there's loads of them.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Bex. Right. We are going to... Oh, that's a great price for this. So we are going to move on to the Acco Celowiana, which I know is a pineapple guava. I actually think this is one of the most fascinating plants we have at YouGarden.
Yeah, I think it's because you get lots of interest going on with this, don't you? Year-round interest.
Are you trying to find... You had a flower the other day, apparently.
Could that be a flower?
No, they're like little
leaves,
ball
isn't it?
ones,
It's
aren't
more
they?
leaves. Sorry, I just thought I saw a flower coming, because it could be flowering any time soon.
Yeah,
to be
now's
perfectly
the
honest
time.
with you. Now is the time. But you do have year-round interest with it. Evergreen, beautiful, gorgeous, tropical-looking flowers, and then the potential that this could grow some edible fruits, you know, later on in the year as well. Pollinators are going to absolutely adore it, but it is about having year-round interest.
And I actually bought this from YouGarden years ago, and it was in my last garden. And do you know what? I'd forgotten really what it was. I just remember it grew really well, and it was covered in gorgeous foliage. And I really liked it, just as an evergreen foliage plant. And then I remember one morning, I suddenly woke up and I was wandering around the garden like you do in your dressing gown, cup of coffee, and it was suddenly in flower.
Yeah.
And the flowers were amazing. They're so extraordinary. And we've got the image on the little card down there, the little board. But they are out of this world, and they remind me, because there's so many stamens. Like the centre's like a callistemon, like a bottle bush plant, but then you've got these wonderful pink and white petals. And then, as Bex said, they can produce edible fruit as well. And I will be honest, some years I did get fruit, some years I didn't. I think it depended a lot on what sort of summer we had, particularly if you get like a really good, what we call an Indian summer, then you are likely to get fruit. And I describe them as a shaved kiwi.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a very interesting flavour as well, that mixture of the pineapple and the guava flavour. It's supposed to be really sweet, juicy, delicious.
It's a lovely like white flesh.
And it is self-fertile, so it's not one that you actually need multiples of or anything. So it's nice and simple. You can grow them in borders, but I think these are particularly well suited to large pots because you might need to give it some winter protection. Again, it very much depends on where you live and the kind of weather we have. They can cope with some minus. I mean, yours was planted out, right?
We say -5. It was in a raised bed, but it survived every winter, and we had some harsh winters, where, but it did survive.
I mean, we say down to -5, so do with that information as you see fit. And if that's container growing and moving it, or maybe fleece wrapping it or whatever, just to ensure that you get that survival.
And just to let you know, we did run out of stock of this for quite a while.
We did.
We really did. There was a total drought period where we could not get the pineapple guava. We have got really well established stock now, and it is only, I mean, club members 15.29. I have never seen this plant in a garden centre.
Agree.
Wonder why?
Don't know.
Yeah, I haven't. Never seen it in the garden centre. But we do work with a lot of suppliers in the Mediterranean, particularly Sicily, and we get amazing deals. But it is a fascinating plant. But honestly, when it flowers, it is just extraordinary. And the flowers, I'll be honest, they don't last a long time, but you do get masses of them.
Yeah. And I think that's what's beautiful about them. And the fact that this is such a pollinator-friendly plant, and you can tell that just by looking at the flower. You know they're going to be attracted to that flower, aren't they?
Well, when you've got big stamens like that.
Yeah, like, hello, come and get me.
And pollinators are attracted to bright colours, and you've got that lovely mass of red in there. But yeah, it's a lovely plant. And mine sort of grew really neatly as well. It didn't get leggy.
It's got a nice sort of upright growth to it, hasn't it?
It's beautiful. I have got one in my new garden, but it hasn't flowered yet, but I only planted it last year. So I'm still hoping, because they normally flower sort of like mid-May to mid-June, so this time, and some of them on the nursery have got flowers, haven't they?
They have indeed. Yeah, we saw some. We saw one yesterday that had a flower on. It's a brilliant one, honestly. If you want to add that one into your garden, you're getting a really nice saving as well with £7 off there. The discount club price, though, for a plant that's going to be potentially that size when it comes home to you.
Do you know, I'm slightly peeved about Bex.
What's that?
So I bought mine last year, and I'm pretty sure
I paid a lot more. Sure.
Yeah, and mine is. Oh, it was 25 quid and you got 10% off. Yeah, so I did pay more. But also, I think the current stock is bigger because mine isn't even quite that size yet, and I've had mine in the garden for over a year.
The stock does change, unfortunately. Sometimes we get it in and it's bigger. Sometimes we'll get it in and it's smaller. We're dealing with living things here, so it's just the way it goes. But yeah, this batch of stock is particularly large.
But if you are, if you're one of our gardening friends and you want to try something different, interesting, that gives you all year round interest, that one is a brilliant one. It really is. What would be nice, if you have got this, I know some of you have already got this in your garden, if you've got any pictures of it in flower...
Yeah, we'd love to see that.
Or with fruit, Bex and I would love to see that.
Definitely.
We really would. But yeah, it's a great plant, that one.
I'd really like to try one of the fruits as well, so you're going to have to remember, when yours does flower and fruit, I want to try it.
Yeah, it might be a few years yet, Bex. I don't know, I don't know.
You never know.
It might fruit this year.
I'm patient, Shaun, I can wait.
Yeah. It's a lovely taste, it is. And somebody asked me recently, how do you know when it's ripe? It normally actually drops off when it's ripe. so to speak, the fruit drops off. So, yes, that's when you know it's ripe.
Marissa is saying it'd be interesting to try the guava down here in Devon to see what happens, even just for the flowers. I think you have got the perfect part of the country.
You have. I mean, if you do live down south, this will, absolutely thrive.
Definitely, I think. I mean, you can grow this throughout the country for sure, but definitely South Coast. Yeah. I think you're in the prime location.
I live in the middle of the country, a little county called Rutland, and mine did do very well there, but it didn't fruit every year. But on a good summer, it did. So, that's perfect location.
Oh, Millie.
What, just got back from where?
Barbados.
Oh, damn.
I hope you had a lovely time.
Bex has not had a holiday abroad for how many years now, Bex?
4 years.
Oh, sorry.
I think it's 4 years.
I shouldn't laugh. But you're going abroad this year, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, got to say.
We have booked a holiday. Woohoo! She said she saw some beautiful oleanders and other beautiful plants while she was out there.
Lovely.
I bet you did as well.
Yes. Be like being in the YouGarden nursery. Without the rain, hopefully. Right, let's talk about our gorgeous fig tree.
Yeah, I'm just going to stand back, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I'll stand back as well. Look at this.
You made me jealous with your fig tree, because you've had one of these from YouGarden for 10 years, right?
Do you know what? I think it's longer. I think it could be 15 years. Figs are very long-lived. And this one is particularly hardy, so mine survived many, many fierce winters. This is grown as a standard, so you've got that lovely tall stem and all these branches, and some of them I've got figs on right now. But what I did, when I moved house, I made the mistake of taking one out of the pot and putting it in the ground.
Yeah.
And all it did was literally grow loads and loads of leaves, and it stopped producing fruit because figs actually like to be quite contained. So I literally, and it was a bit of a risk, but I dug it out the ground, tried to be really careful with the roots, and then I put it back in a pot. Now I've obviously shocked it because now it's covered in figs.
Is it?
Yeah, seriously. And this clip of video you're going to see,
Amazing.
it's before all you see. This was taken about what, 6 weeks ago, so it wasn't really even coming into leaf. It was in March, so it's bare wood, but you'll see how big it's grown. And just take a look at how thick the stem is and how wonderful it is in terms of size. But I reckon it's about 10 to 15 years old. I don't know. But yeah, this is what your fig will become. So one of the most popular figs at YouGarden is the Brown Turkey Standard. And this is what you get. And it looks really nice, doesn't it? Really nice. You can imagine this is going to be full of foliage once we get into May. But I've had mine about 10 years. And you can see it's exactly the same size in terms of the stem, but look how it's thickened up. Look at the structure, that massive open gobbler. And I promise you, in summer, when you get the leaves followed by the fruit, it looks absolutely amazing. Now, they are fully winter hardy to around about -15. They can grow in a relatively small pot, and actually, by being contained, you tend to get a bigger yield. If you plant it in the ground, you're likely to get lots of great foliage, but maybe not as much fruit. And all they really need is a nice sunny position. And the great thing is, with this very popular variety known as brown turkey, these can live for decades. Figs are very, very long-lived. So this is already at least 10 years old, and I think it's got many, many more decades in it. So if you like yours, they're on, of course, the YouGarden website. Lots of different sizes, but the most popular tends to be the standard, and this one is known as brown turkey.
Look at that smug face.
I was a bit smug. But you saw, I mean, I bought this from, say, YouGarden, it's at least 10 years. It might be, say, it's 15, but it's grown so much. And now the fig is just, it survived its move, it's coming back into leaf, and it has got many figs on it. And it's really weird because the figs have just come on bare branches like they do. It's weird, it's wonderful. But it is an investment. It is, figs are so long-lived, they can live decades, and they grow into something beautiful. And even if you don't get figs, and you should do, the leaves are stunning, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think, Stu was talking whilst that video was playing, it really shows you, because a lot of people say, well, how tall is it going to get? And we always say, like, well, the stem's not going to get taller, it's going to get thicker, but it'll be the top that gets bigger. And that piece of video there really shows you what we're talking about, because the two plants next to each other, the stem is the same height. It's just the top bit that has grown, and it's lovely.
So one of the
it's exactly the same.
And that was taken in March. When it was dormant, but architecturally it still looks beautiful.
It looks amazing.
Isn't
This
it?
is what honestly, Shaun, you made me buy. I watched this because Stu made this video. I watched this and I was like, right, I need one of those in my garden. In 10 years, I want mine to look like that.
And I mean, we do sell more established ones, but they are a fortune, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Well, I mean, they're still really good value. Don't get me wrong, but you pay a lot for an established fig. So go on that journey, and for club members, again, with your 15% discount, you're going to get that for £21 and 24p. Still been inundated with welcome backs.
There's everybody saying hello. Well, Gillian's watching from Tenerife, which is lovely. Congratulations, Gillian. Stu's like, weather.
No, that's really nice.
We're not jealous, honest.
No, we're not. We're not bitter. Tenerife.
Oh, I bet it's lovely out there.
It's been. I mean, we've had a lot of rain here.
I'm desperate for my holiday.
Oh, same here. But we've had a lot of rain here. But to be fair, the ground did need it. The plants did need it. So right, let's stop thinking about Tenerife and show you everything we've seen so far. So we start off with this gorgeous Phormium. And it's called Platts Black, and it's just stunning. Now, Phormiums are very, very easy to grow. So great coastal plants, great in exposed areas, sun, part shade. They're drought tolerant when established, of course, as well. And they do flower. When they are mature, they do flower. And this one produces gorgeous kind of red flowers on tall, long, arching stems. And that is just £24.99, £21.24 if you are a club member. Now, we've also got a really wonderful deal on our tree fern, Dicksonia Antarctica. Now, we've never really brought you this kind of size before, so for £29.99, it's extraordinary. You get these beautiful fronds that uncurl and produce these stunning leaves. It's a shade-loving plant, so do bear that in mind. Slow growing. So you do pay a premium for Dicksonia, but eventually they form a lovely big trunk and you get the most incredible displays. Often you say in landscaping, in premium landscaping, they are a star. 500, 233, 29.99, or the club price is 25.49. Then we brought you the Acer Taylor. This is a beautiful Acer, this one. I mean, it really is, and it's only $23.79 if you're a club member. So you get lovely kind of blush pinks in here, you get creams, you get obviously the green as well, you get a blaze of fire in the autumn. Easy to grow, just keep it away from strong winds and keep it out of full sun. Apart from that, it's a doddle to grow. Slow growing, but eventually, after many years, that would get to about 2 by 2 meters, 5'10", 5'24". And we have got a beautiful selection of osteospermums. Now, these are actually called the Aquila berries and cream. Aquila is a type of a breed of osteospermum. So these are very strong, they're very reliable, they're repeat flowering, and they will flower, I mean, they're in bud now, all the way through to, I'm going to say, even October, even November, if we get a mild autumn as well. And sometimes they will survive a winter as well. So if it's a mild winter, they can survive, or you could give them a bit of protection. They're actually from Africa. They're known as the African daisy. So you want a really nice, hot, sunny spot. And I should say drought tolerant when established as well. 401-628. Then we've got a lovely, really compact variety of dahlias, the Gardenetta collection. 6 of these for $12.99. Lovely foliage. You've got lovely kind of deep, rich bronze foliage. You've got these wonderful, really bright flowers. You get like a burnt orange, you get a scarlet pink, and you get a yellow as well. And they're, again, easy. They're going to flower all summer long till the first frost, and they are, I think, just stunning, stunning displays of gorgeous flowers that you can use as cut flowers as well. 510-588. Then this is new. This is the fuchsia arborescens, the tree fuchsia. Yeah, it's a fuchsia that is a tree. So it will grow into potentially a tree that's 2 meters or so, maybe even a little bit more. Evergreen in the UK and tolerant of, again, temperatures down to about -5 on this one. So you really want to put it in an area that's a little bit sheltered. I think it's nice, nice bright sun, but absolutely beautiful. They're quite stunning when you see those. And they are big jumbo plugs, 400-891. Then we brought you the gorgeous gazanias, and these are known as sun carpet. These are, again, a lovely, lovely, bright, bold, beautiful plant that's going to flower all summer long. Gazanias are, again, quite drought tolerant when established, but also they do love full sun. And when it's a bit cloudy, don't worry, the flowers will close up, but then as the sun comes out, they will open up and look absolutely glorious. $8.49 is discount club price, 401-545. And then we have just seen, I mean, I cannot recommend this highly enough. I'm so glad Bex has bought one of these as well, because it's a plant that is very, very long-lived. You know, this will be in your garden for decades, and it will produce figs. I mean, you know, mine has got figs on it right now. Stunning foliage as well. One thing I will say, a little bit like Agapanthus, this particular variety, the fig brown turkey, which is actually the UK's favourite variety, does like to be contained. I would grow it in a pot rather than give it too much room. If you give it too much room, you get loads of foliage and no figs. But if you put it in a pot, contain it a little bit, it will produce those glorious crops of stunning, delicious figs which are, oh, I love fig with like honey and salads and things like that. 340057. Also, another really interesting plant that we've got on YouGarden TV today is the Acaceleriana, which is a pineapple guava. This is down to £17.99, so you've got a £7 saving. Club members, you will get it for £15.29. And look at the flowers. I mean, they are spectacular. They really are. Flowers normally sort of like May and June. You get these really upright stamens with the 4 petals in pink and white, and then it can produce these stunning fruits as well, which is a cross between a pineapple and a guava. It just tastes quite tropical. You know when the fruit is ripe, it normally falls off the plant. And most people kind of cut the fruit in half and scoop out the white flesh. 680 146. And that was out of stock for many months. So if you missed out on it, if you couldn't get hold of it, Bex and I and Stu, we are delighted to say we have got that back today. 680 146. But would you like to save money on plants? Would you like to save 15% on all the plants on the show today? Would you like free postage? Would you like some free vouchers? Well, I'm going to say yes, yes, yes. So all you need to do is join the club. And here's Bex and I to tell you a bit more. If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year, we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member. And that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club. Yeah, it's such a great club, isn't it?
Love it.
Yeah,
Save so much money.
Yeah, we've saved a fortune over the years. So I know some of you may not be members. Some of you will have watched us on our other platforms that we broadcast on. But if you do want to join the club, it's going to give you massive savings. And honestly, without club membership, I mean, although our prices are good, without club membership, you just miss out on so many great deals. And you get the free postage, of course, by joining the club.
Absolutely, and we're here twice a week. We're here on a Thursday morning, we're here on a Sunday morning as well. And you can watch those shows back at any point.
Yes,
it's lovely if you can join us live. We like your interaction. We like it when you talk to us and send us your pictures. But of course, you can watch them back on Facebook, on YouTube, and on the website at any point you want to.
Yeah, and a lot of people do that, and you watch us in your greenhouse on your tablets and things.
I like that people are gardening and they've got us in the background.
Yeah, I think
that's lovely.
When I'm in the greenhouse, I love to watch gardening content.
Yeah, it's nice.
I do. Right, we're going to just
we'll dive into the
read
chat.
out some messages.
Well, Gillian just wanted to let us know it's 33 degrees in Tenerife. So
yeah, thanks,
for that,
Gillian. That's made us feel good. Thanks, Gillian.
Neil says the rain started here in Sheffield. At the moment, light scattered showers during the day, heavy downpours at night.
But we do need the
still
rain.
Allows it in time in the garden, which is nice, like that. Millie needs some more compost, and Marisia has just ordered the guava tree. Whilst we're on the guava tree, sorry, I will do your other question. I just want to show Dave's pictures because he sent some pictures and the pictures were taken today. So there's a little close up there. I wonder if
they're the buds.
Those the buds
yeah,
coming
they're the
through
flowers.
there, look.
Dave, they are absolutely the flowers.
So look, Dave's showing us that one. The flower buds are coming.
Yeah.
We've just got a slightly wider shot so you can see the actual plant.
And Dave, they'll be out, I'm going to say, in about 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, they're not going to be long, are they?
No.
That's looking very big and healthy. I wonder how long you've had that one, Dave. But thanks for sending those.
Yeah.
We'll go into some more pictures, but we must answer Joshua's question.
Hello, Joshua.
He was asking about care advice for a still bee, and you've grown them, so you
Yeah, so I grew mine from bare roots. I don't know if you have. They will be in leaf right now. I mean, hopefully they're looking good. I mean, I'm about that big. Stilbees like moist soil.
And shady spots.
Yeah, so like part shade, They don't want sun and they don't want to dry out. They absolutely hate full sun and they hate drying out. I put mine in various areas of the garden and I quickly learnt some were just getting a bit too much light. So they love to get moist, so you want really good moist soil and you want to keep them in sort of like part shade. They love to be amongst things like ferns and underneath other plants, but they do flower beautifully in summer as well. You get this lovely like, it's almost like...
They're fluffy, aren't they?
Yeah, I was going to say candy floss-like. Yeah. But I love the stilbys. They're really striking.
Do you trim them back?
They just die down in the winter. They totally die down.
So they completely disappear? Yeah. You don't have to prune them, trim them?
But they will completely die down and go underground in the winter, so don't panic. What I tend to do is, once they die down, I will sometimes just pull off the dead foliage and tie them up. But yeah, they'll completely disappear in the winter.
Can you grow them in containers?
You can, absolutely. You are supposed to as well, and I haven't done it yet because I've only had mine... I think I've had mine about 3 to 4 years, but they do they form quite big clumps, and then every 3 to 4 years they do recommend that you divide them, and that just gives them a kind of new lease of life. Yeah,
we always talk about dividing plants and how it gives you free plants in your garden, but actually more importantly, it reinvigorates the plant and stops it from slowing down and giving up.
Yeah, but you won't need to worry about that, yeah. But they're lovely plants, but say, part shade, moist soil, and they'll love it now.
There you go. So if you've got any questions, you are most welcome to ask them. We will do our best to answer them for you, but right now we need to show some pictures. Ali G.
Ali G, what you got for us?
Photos of what's looking good in her garden right now. I don't know what variety of rose that is, but it is a stunner.
Oh my word, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Look at that. Could it be Rhapsody? No, I don't think it could be Rhapsody.
I think it's too pink for Rhapsody, isn't it?
It's beautiful, though.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you very much, Ali. Let's have a look what else she's sent. She has sent, some pots in her garden. She's got wisteria. We've got delphiniums. Looks like there's some kind of geranium or something growing down the front there as well.
Yeah, that's a hardy geranium, isn't it?
Yeah,
the delphiniums
nice.
The delphiniums got loads of those, though. They're looking great.
Yeah, it looks lovely.
I think their peonies in the very background.
Look at all those pots as well. I recognise all of those pots, Ali. Thank you so very much for shopping with us.
Definitely.
And a hydrangea?
Yes.
Now, which one? There's the question. It's pretty difficult to tell from that, but looking lovely.
Yeah, is it
Loads of buds coming on there.
I was going to say Runaway Bride, but it's not.
No, I don't think it's Runaway Bride.
It's not.
Like it though, Ali. Thank you very much. Dingo. Dingo has been. Have you seen this? So he had an area which was just boring plain.
I remember seeing.
Do you remember that?
Okay. I remember seeing that quite a while ago.
Here we go. Here are some update pictures. So this area.
Oh my word!
Bear with, because we've got another shot as well. It was completely empty. It was just a brick wall, concrete floor, and a fence at the back there, or a gate.
It was nothing, was it?
It was nothing. Right. Look at that one, and then.
See, I love to see pictures like that.
Look at this. Look how good that looks!
Oh,
and then we've got a close-up of the left-hand side as well, which looks amazing.
So I'm having to get close to the screen to see it in detail. Right, oh my word, you need to come round to mine.
Look at all of that.
Dingo, you are so talented.
Well done, Dingo.
Do you know what I love? I love what you've shared there, because it just shows that whatever space you've got, and that wasn't an attractive space, was it? You can actually make it look amazing. That's brilliant. With a bit of imagination, pots, raised beds, but that is fantastic. How inspirational was that? Thanks, Dingo.
Woodfield, morning all. Here she is, bold and bright. Woke up this morning to a pink ball. An hour later, popped down and was delighted to see her open. This is the girl next door. Hello.
So what I want to know was that that doesn't look like girl next door, though.
Well, apparently it is.
Really? It's supposed to be a bit more yellow in, that was all.
But it might, well, you never know, it might just age to that.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But I just want to know, was that a bare root from this year? Because that's
when was that planted?
Yeah. To get it to flower in the first year.
That's quite incredible.
Yeah, it is.
Let us know when that was planted. Right, Tony's looking for some advice. I have room for 3 April planters in the front of my bungalow, south facing, and previously I put bedding plants in for colour, but now it's getting harder to look after. I thought of either the miscanthus you had on Sunday or nandinas for colour all the year round. Again, your idea would be appreciated. I assume the miscanthus being plugs would need a smaller pot for a bit.
Yeah, they would.
And he sent us a few pictures if we have time. We always have time. What do we reckon? I mean, that is a very sort of judgment call. Yes, if you go for the miscanthus, I would grow them on a little bit and then they would need to go into larger pots. I think, ideally, miscanthus is going to need larger than an April pot. I mean, that can grow to a metre by a metre. Yeah. So you'd probably need, it can be container grown, but you'd need a larger container for it. Nandina would be just dead simple. Plant it, leave it, Love it.
And totally evergreen.
And totally evergreen. So if you want super low maintenance, I would go for the Nandina.
Yeah, I would, because you don't.
And it will fit your April planters very happily.
And what you could do, you know, if you wanted to, you could put a little bit of bedding around the Nandina. You know, sometimes you feel like, you know, you've got the time and the energy to do it, but you wouldn't need to. No. You know, they look great all year round just by themselves.
But I do think the miscanthus is beautiful. So having said all of that, it is gorgeous.
Yeah, but it would grow too big for those containers.
It would grow too big for those containers, for sure. Yeah. And here's a lovely picture of Tony's garden, looking amazing in the sunshine as well.
Wow.
Look.
Hey, do you know the
other... bowls mauve.
Well, I was just going to say, what about bowls mauve for the containers?
Yeah, it'd be nice.
That's another idea, because bowls mauve just flowers for 9-10 months of the year. So
what is that yellow one? Because it looks to me like Helimium.
It does me, but it's big.
It looks a bit big for Helimium.
Hard to say because it's slightly blurred, isn't it? But I think it could be.
It's pretty though. I like it the way it's just pouring over the edge there. Oh, you got your Unbelievable.
Yeah, your
begonias. You've got some begonias growing. Oh, very nice, Tony.
I love that.
Looking good, my lovely. Well done to you. Vicky.
Morning, Vicky.
Vicky's the one, right? She sent us a few pics. Every time she sends a picture, I'm like, I want your garden, Vicky. That's the garden. She has got the perfect cottage garden, and this is just one little small corner of her cottage garden.
Wow.
But she was highlighting the euphorbia in there. Look. Just sort of coming through. But look, there's alliums in there. She's got irises.
Got your sedum at the front.
She's got foxgloves growing.
There's lupins, a lovely colour as well. Yeah, that's a perfect country cottage garden.
Nice garden, Vicky.
Thank you for sharing, Vicky.
Ruth sent a picture of her racer. She's like this.
Wow.
She's basically saying, I plant it, I trim it occasionally, and other than that, I just look at it and love it.
That must have been their years, though, don't you think?
That's a stunner, that one.
Absolutely beautiful. And that's why, you know, we say we've got a few aces on the show today. That's what they can become.
So healthy and huge.
That's a perfect taste, isn't it? That'd be worth hundreds of pounds, you know. Yeah, really
right,
would.
Dave, we showed his pictures of his pineapple guava. Oh my word, we've had more pictures come in whilst we've been doing this. Gregory said, fig plant question. Morning, guys, this is really weird.
Go on.
I was just writing this question for you when you mentioned it and talked about his fig tree. I have a fig plant that was donated by a neighbour when they moved. We had to put it into a really big flower pot. We've had it for a couple of years. It's still alive but produces hardly any leaves and no fruit. I read on your site that the feature is like a suppressed root. Is there a chance I've got it into a pot that is too large, which is why it won't produce figs?
Yeah.
Yes, Gregory, that's exactly it. They like to be pot bound, root bound. Yeah. They want a hug.
I mean, I put mine in the ground after being in a pot and it just produced no fruit, like no fruit for 3 years. Now I've shoved it back in a pot and it's covered, not covered, but I've got about 8 figs in it already. So yeah, I do wonder why it hasn't got any leaves though. But
oh no, I think he was saying it was getting loads of leaves.
Did he? Sorry.
Fig now grows hardly any leaves and no fruit. No, you're right.
The only thing I'd say is it's still quite early for your fig to have leaves. Mine's just coming back into leaf now.
Yeah, it's just coming in, but.
Yeah.
I think maybe repotting it, stressing it.
Smaller pot.
Smaller pot. Would you do it now or would you wait? It's tricky. I might wait.
I would wait till autumn.
If there's no danger of it dying, I would wait until autumn to repot.
I would.
If you're looking at it and thinking it's not going to survive this summer, I'd take the chance and repot it now because you've got nothing to lose, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Ideally, you want to wait until autumn before you repot.
Autumn. Because if it hasn't got many leaves, I think if it's not that well at the moment, if you try and repot it now, it might stress it too much.
Too much, yeah.
So I'd wait till autumn, wait till it goes dormant. So once it's lost its leaves, when it's in its dormant period, that's when I'd move it and put it in a smaller pot.
Dave got his pineapple guava from YouGarden 3 years ago. So that pineapple guava picture that we showed, that is 3 years old. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I hope you get some fruit.
Amanda says, here's a couple of pics. The rose was from a cutting I planted out last year. My pretty aces. And my geraniums. Hello, Amanda.
Oh, right, that's exactly what we were describing earlier.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah,
you've got the garnet, the Taylor. I think you've got maybe the orange dream in there. Is that a loropetalum? Thank you. You've got a sarcococa in there as well. There's a Nandina firepower. Ah, Amanda, look, these are all the plants that we put onto our shade table, and you have done it.
And that.
Thank you.
And that grouping is perfect,
isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, you got all your geraniums.
Nice.
That's obviously the sunny side.
Sunny side of the garden. Oh, beautiful roses.
I love roses. I really do.
I do as well. Maybe in my new garden I will create that rose garden.
There's some lovely pictures, aren't they?
Beautiful. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you for sharing, Amanda.
And then Josh says, just want to show my Stella cherry. Was small when bought, now looking great.
Let's have a little look.
There it is. Looking fantastic.
Oh.
Look at that. So this is the little Stella, isn't it? I've planted this as well. You've got it in the ground. I've gone for a pot for mine. But
Either way is fine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Either way is absolutely fine.
Do you know what, Bex and I, we honestly love it when you send in pictures. We do, don't we? Because
do.
it inspires, and it's nice to see your gardening journey. It's nice to see plants that you've bought and how they're doing, and so we're always here to answer any questions as well. Any more, Bex? Was that a lot?
Well, Josh has asked, he sent a picture in, and he's saying that there's some leaf damage. And can we diagnose and help him out?
Right, do you know what I think may have... I was going to say, some of my plants have just got burnt
Scorched.
because it's been exceptionally warm for spring.
Yeah.
My salix has got burnt leaves, so it may just simply be that. It's hard to say, isn't it?
It's hard to say,
What-
but we
can-
will
can I give you
leave
some-
it with us and we'll have a little look.
What I will
reckon.
say, just any damaged leaves, take them off. Because if it is something like if it's a fungal
Yeah, if it's
infection like
fungal
that,
or anything.
it's just going to spread. So I would take off any damaged leaves because they're not going to grow back. They're not going to suddenly become healthy. They're only going to take extra energy from the plant. So any damaged leaves, just chop them off. Don't be scared of doing that, and then you get lots more new growth. But it could be simply that something has got a bit scorched in the sun. Do you just realise I haven't got stew?
I have.
Have you? Sorry, Stu.
He's talking now. Can you hear him?
No, my leads come out.
Yeah, well. Right, let's talk about rose then, shall we? We've got the wonderful rose
I'm just gonna
climbing
go and
Arthur
here we go.
Bell for you.
Sorry, Stu. If you think I've been ignoring you for ages, I know.
We've got a 40...
There you are. Yes.
We've got a £14 saving on this one. This is a Rose of the Week, basically, which is a
Yes.
new feature that we've started. This is £13.59 if you are a club member, and it's a climbing rose. Arthur Bell is actually one of my favourite roses. I don't have the climbing variety, I do have the shrub variety. And if I can grab my phone, I will show you some pictures of it because it's amazing.
I'll tell you
the
what,
scent is gorgeous.
I was just going to say, the fragrance of this is incredible. And what I love with the Arthur Bell rose, from bud to flower, you get such a journey. You know, the buds start off really tight, really kind of intense yellow, then they open up and you start to get soft yellows, and then as they fade, you get these lovely kind of creamy tones as well. And it is a climber that is going to flower all summer long. Some of ours are in flower right now, and they're going to flower till October, maybe even November. Oh, it's stunning fragrance, isn't it? It's quite complex.
It's absolutely
Yeah.
amazing. And what I really like is the colour change. If I show you my
lovely.
shrub one in my garden, so what you get is, it starts with these lovely kind of fiery coloured buds on there. They're almost orangey red colour. They open up into a really nice kind of deep yellow, and you can see that here, look. But then they fade into a creamy pale yellow colour.
And actually, you've got like touches of blush there as well, haven't you? Yeah.
So look, the buds are like a fire emoji, opens up into a really deep yellow, and then they fade to that pale creamy colour. It's a floribunda, so you do get clusters. That's the same with the climbing rose as well. But I just think it's one of the most interesting roses. I really do.
And I do remember, I asked our head gardener, Peter, many years ago when I just started working for YouGarden. I said, oh, I've been checking out images of the Arthur Bell and they all look different. Why? And that was exactly the reason, you know. So that rose goes on such a massive journey. And you've always got some roses in bud, some just going over, some in their absolute prime. So to get, this is actually a very, very famous rose in the UK. It's got the AGM, actually, the Award of Garden Merit.
It has
hasn't
indeed, yeah, definitely.
From the RHS. That is a massive award. When any plant receives the Award of Garden Merit from the RHS, it just means that it is a true performer in the UK. It's reliable, it's going to be disease resistant, it's going to be repeat flowering, and it's going to have the most stunning fragrance as well. And I would go for a pair at this price. I mean, £13.59 for an award-winning, very famous rose. Go for a pair of those. Imagine covering an archway, a pergola, an ugly fence, a wall. Does like a lot of sun. Most roses, a few exceptions, but most do need, we say, about 6 hours or more sunlight a day.
At £13.59, you will not find that
amazing.
price anywhere. This would be $24.99, $29.99 easily. I mean, it would be on our website. It will be in any garden centre. Steal of a price, and we're going to be doing this on a weekly basis.
I know that The unbranded roses in my local garden centre are £24.99.
Yeah.
Let's say, you know, the sort of generic ones, and then the top bred ones are £30 to £35. So yeah, £15.99, £13.59 is absolutely incredible. And I always think when you invest in a rose, you know, this is going to flower for years. In fact, with the right conditions, a rose can actually last for a couple of decades. So, you know, it's a small price to pay for something that's going to give you flowers for 5 or 6 months of the year for many, many years to come. It's amazing when you think about it. And makes a lovely cut rose, of course, as well. Lovely cut flower. The fragrance, I'd forgotten how good it was. I don't have the afterbell, but that's lovely, isn't it? Oh. So that's a bit close to my face, isn't it? Just concentrate on the rose.
Make sure you use that offer code so that you get your saving. It's £14 saving for you. And
I should let you do that, Bex.
It will give you the free postage as well by using that code. It's YGTV 2225 this week. Next up, we've got the dahlias. We've got the beautiful Starburst pink
I like
for
these,
you.
don't you?
Gorgeous. 6 plugs you've got here. So, and these are slightly more compact variety as well, a bit like the Gardenetta variety, but a completely different flower and petal shape on these ones. These are only going to get to about 50 centimetres in height, but flower all summer.
And I just think such a pretty colour. Absolutely glorious. 401-521, saving £2, club members £11 and 4 pence. Right, I know we're only with you till 12 o'clock, so I've got loads of new viewers as well. So if you are new, don't forget, join the club. You can join the club and save 15% on your first order. And to get the free postage, I'll just say it one more time, YGTV 2225 is the offer code. Right, we're going to move on to Nifofia. Most people know this as Red Hot Poker. Wow.
That is a rooty beauty.
That is, I mean, amazing.
On the drive here, you'll pass it on the way out. There's a house on the right on the main street. There is 2 of these growing just outside somebody's house, and they look amazing. They are in flower right now.
Oh, they're early then,
yeah,
aren't
they're
they?
early. They are flowering. There are multiple flower spikes coming out of these. And they are bold, they are bright, they are beautiful, and they actually will flower for several months. Even though the ones that are out right now are a little early, they normally come out, well, actually only a little. June time is when they will come out, but they keep flowering right the way through to sort of, you know, October time. They're really easy as well because these are drought-tolerant plants.
And I'm just looking there at the colours. It's a wonderful how it all fades, isn't it? So you get like orange and then yellow and like green at the bottom.
They're fantastic. They used to, I mean, I think they were amazing. Oh, they were very popular once upon a time and then sort of went out of fashion, and they're sort of coming back into fashion again.
I know that feeling. Now, Bex, I'm right in saying this particular variety, though, is a lot more compact?
Yeah, this one doesn't get as big, so maybe about 50 centimetres.
Yeah, I mean, that's small for Nifofia.
Yeah.
You know, I've had the big varieties before, and they've been like up to a metre or so. So this one is a lot more compact, but also, what I've noticed about this particular breed, the leaves are a lot more structured and compact. Some Nifofias are quite straggly.
Yeah.
You know, I had a big variety before, and honestly, the leaves always looked a mess. But this particular variety, the flamenco, is a lot more compact and a lot neater as well. So beautiful. And I just think it gives you a really, just like a bit of an exotic touch to your garden.
Definitely. Lovely hot colour scheme.
Yeah.
You've got pollinators adore them. The foliage remains neat and tidy. And it is a perennial plant that you can pretty much ignore.
Yeah. It's brilliant, it really is. But say that if you've got a smaller garden, if you've got pots, containers, that one only grows to about 60 centimetres. I'll tell you what that would look really nice with, the tiny pamper.
Oh, what, sorry?
The tiny pamper.
Yeah, definitely.
You know the mini pampers, guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they love sun, so that look really good.
It's available on the show today if you want to have a little look. You can go to YouGarden.com, click on the Live Now button, scroll down. That gives you all of the items that we've got on the show today, which come with the free postage. We won't have time to show you absolutely everything, but you can shop the entire show by going there.
But we have got some fantastic plants for you. Right.
I think we're going to favourites table next.
I was going to tell you...
Sorry, finish this table and then favourites.
What about these lovely plants? Yes.
Macedonia.
We've got one of my favourites there. I'll let you talk about the Macedonia.
Yeah, the Melton pastels.
I haven't got this one.
It's a half price deal, first of all. Look at that. £15 off, £12.72. But these are, I think these fit really nicely into that cottage gardens kind of feel that you get by planting these into your mixed borders. They're sort of tall, willowy, herbaceous perennial. So it will disappear in winter, but you get these lovely tall stems of flowers, and they're almost like little pin cushions, aren't they, up at the top
really
there.
pretty.
Really pretty. Really wildlife friendly as well. So much so, the RHS given it their badge of perfect for pollinators. So they're going to attract all those pollinators into your garden. And flowering for a good couple of months. I mean, you know, normally June, July time, they're going to come out and they'll go through August, September as well. So a really beautiful one if you want that cottage garden feel and pollinators in yours.
And actually, you know, Bex and I were very lucky to be at the Chelsea Flower Show last week, and so many of the planting schemes there were really concentrating on a more natural looking garden.
Yeah, true.
Get more pollinators in your garden.
Yeah.
Chelsea tends to set the trends for many years, and the country cottage garden, wildlife friendly garden, so on trend, and that would fit in beautifully. Right, now our last item is one of my absolute favourites, and I'll be honest, I just don't think our images of this do it justice.
No.
Because it's a trailing plant. It's a very unusual plant to get in the UK, called lophus. It's classed as a summer bedding plant, but again, it will survive a mild winter. But it's got these amazing vine-like leaves, and then it produces these trumpets, these fabulous trumpets. And you get three colours in this one. You get the white, you get the sort of like scarlet red, and you get the pink. But we say they trail to about 60 centimetres. I've had them trail a lot more than that.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
They are absolutely fantastic, and say in hanging baskets, in window boxes, they are magnificent. But it's one. Do you know what I've realised? You hardly ever see it in the garden centres, and I think it's because they don't sit very well on, you know, like the racking and things in garden centres. Because they trail and spread, they could get sort of like tangled up in each other. So I just don't think that they look good on a shelf in a nursery, but they are fantastic plants. And I've grown them quite a few times, and nobody knows what they are.
No.
They're all like, oh, what's that? But they are fantastic plants. I think they were bred in America, if I remember right. I think they come
I
from
like
America.
the combination of the leaf and the flower thing here, because I mean the leaves are interesting, and the leaves are quite a feature right up until those flowers appear, and all of a sudden they burst open, and you have this. Stu just referred it to like a grapevine leaf.
Yeah, I think so.
And it does. It has that look to it, and then these almost tropical-looking trumpet flowers on there.
And I remember I grew those in pots on a sort of like stone wall that was about 6 foot tall, and they just looked fantastic, just trailing down. So I've got to share something. We've got to share it now. Stu just says in her ear, what's it toilet doing in the corner of the potting shed?
It was just sitting down here. It was sitting there.
Did you spot it at home? Sorry. I lost it now.
Somebody had to blow their nose, obviously.
What is a toilet roll doing in the potting shed? But somebody obviously had the sniffles. Well, hopefully it was that. Right. So there's your loafers. I don't know if I found that funny.
£12 saving on that one. A discount club price is going to be £15 and 28 pence. Make sure you're using your code, please, to get your discounts, but also to get your free postage. Every single item in the potting shed has free postage as long as you use that code.
Right, good morning, by the way. Welcome to YouGarden TV. You're with Bex Edwards. That's Bex, by the way.
Hello.
I'm Shaun Ryan, known as Shaun Ryan, presenter, Plant Man, and together we are with YouGarden TV. And just to recap, we live stream every Thursday 10 till 12, every Sunday 9:30 till 12:30. I haven't done a Sunday for a while. It's 3 hours on a Sunday, 2 on a Thursday. The main thing is you save a fortune from shopping with us, and all you need to do, every week we've got a special offer code. This week it is YGTV 2225. Add that to your basket, and suddenly you'll get a big discount on many of the plants, but also free delivery. And there are two prices on the screen. One's in the red, one's in the yellow. The yellow is the club price, and that will give you a 15% saving. Right, so something like the pineapple guava that we had earlier. Put it in the basket. So it's currently saying £26.98 to get that home. So Oh my word, we're doing blooming fast for £1.
Yeah.
Right, add that to your basket. Right. So you're going to save just by using the code, well, the best part of £10. And it also will give you a reminder, if you join the club today, you will save an additional £2.70 as well. Excuse
Bless
me.
you.
I need that toilet roll. Right, so loads of ways of saving money, but the best thing is to use the offer code always and to join the club today. Where's that toilet roll, Bex?
No, over there.
I've just sneezed. I knew, see, it was there.
You might be looking to stock up on your compost, and you're going to stock up on the absolute best compost by being here at YGTV, and this is the premium professional compost. It's made with premium ingredients and it is a professional compost. It's the one that we use here at the nursery for potting on, for growing on. It's the one that Shaun uses at home, in his garden, his mum's garden, the pub garden. It's the one I use in my garden. And I know a lot of you already know this, but it is the best composter that you can use in your garden. Mostly, I think, or the one I always like to point out really is the texture and the open, airy lightness of it. And for me, that's super important because obviously roots need space to grow. And I know this massively because, well, I've got clay soil in my garden. Roots can't penetrate it, despite it being lovely and nutrient rich. The roots need space to grow, and that's what this compost gives them. It gives them access to that oxygen, and that is what that texture is all about, made up of that composted wood fibre, which also helps to hold on to moisture and allow for even water distribution as well.
And it does make such a difference. And actually the price, I mean, if you are a club member, you save £3.75 every time you order. To get 100 litres is an amazing price, it really is. And I mean, look, we're just going to touch on it. It has got reduced compost in there. And we don't get, yeah, you choose whether you're going to use peat-free or something that's got reduced peat in there, I should say so. But when you actually do a little bit of research, coir, which is used in a lot of the peat-free composts, is really low in nutrition, but also it is a byproduct of coconut. So you've got to think about the shipping of the coir as well. So it has a long journey to come to UK. It also, coir is known to, although it reabsorbs water quite well, it can also dry out quite quickly.
Really quickly, yeah.
And I think the peat-free compost is still quite early. You know, they're still being developed, but we have reduced the quantity of peat in our compost. So we're putting the minimum amount to give you maximum results. But, you know, it really, I think there are certain plants that really benefit from this. And, you know, I'd say all plants, but particularly things like roses, fruit trees. And this was like the pub garden that I planted up last October using this compost, and it did amazing. I mean, honestly, it was incredible.
But it doesn't matter what kind of garden you are. You might just, you've got a few pots on your balcony, your backyard gardener. Maybe you're in a little mentalist. Maybe you are growing loads and loads of fruits and vegetables. This is going to work for all of those different things.
So true. And it does make gardening easier. It really does. You know, the fact that your plants are well fed, the fact that the compost, say, reabsorbs water very easily and holds on to moisture at the same time. It's just a brilliant compost, and fundamentally, it's a commercial grade compost that we use here at the nursery. Yeah, that's where we grow many of our plants, and we grow it in our premium professional compost, 101.25, and the club discount price is just £21.23. So good morning. Now, if you want to be part of the live show, all you need to do is, of course, email us ygtv@yougarden.com, or you can get the group chat. That's on Facebook and on YouTube as well.
All right, Caroline, good morning.
Morning,
She
Caroline.
says, I have a planter which is divided into 3 sections. 2 have ericaceous compost. If I remove the dividers and mix the 3 composts together, will they be okay for geraniums? So basically it's going to be 2/3 ericaceous, 1 part multi-purpose. You'll be fine for geraniums.
I'd say so.
No problem at all.
I'd say so.
Yeah. Mauricia says, I've got a rose named after my mum Doreen in the colour orange with a yellow tint. Took me a long time trying to find it. Ah, that's cute, isn't it? Lots of people plant roses for like special, meaningful reasons.
Yeah, I mean roses, often used, you know, for memorials and Yeah, roses, many of them do tell a story. Right, any more comments, Bex?
Neil says the Nymphophila are going in my basket.
Yes, it's a lovely variety, Neil. Don't forget, compact, 60 centimetres, better foliage, and stunning flowers.
Olwyn, I hope you're okay. She says she's sorry she's late. She had an early hospital appointment. Back now.
Olwyn, nice to see you. I know Olwyn messaged me.
No, she's...
Olwyn's missed me, haven't you, Olwyn?
They all miss you, my darling. Don't you worry about that. We look after them.
I miss you anyway.
Amanda sent some pictures. What she sent pictures of? I've got that one. Oh, the Macedonia took a pic yesterday. I thought it died and planted it without really realising this was one of your free gifts from last year. And that's looking brilliant. Oh,
I don't remember that as a free gift, Bex.
Well, apparently it was.
Do you remember that as a free gift? Do you remember Stu?
I don't remember it. Look, though!
That looks amazing. Well, hang on, that's not just one free gift, surely.
No, I know, but look at those flowers.
That's lovely. Again, that's such a kind of like natural look, isn't it?
I think that's really pretty. Lovely. Lovely. Oh, Ruth sent another picture. As we're showing garden photos, I thought I'd send you mine. I will say that I'm not green-fingered, but I am learning with the help of my family and YouGarden. First time I've really been working on a pretty garden. It has been a welcome part of my mental health therapy. My garden has wet pour, which is the recycled rubber flooring that they have in playgrounds. I had laid it as a safety measure, but it's in pretty poor condition, so she's trying to pretty it up. Close-up of the hydrangea is the one I was talking about last week.
Well, if you're saying you're an inexperienced gardener, I think that is looking pretty amazing.
That is looking amazing, and I love the way that I get what you're saying about the ground there, and you're covering that up. You're putting loads of pots down, and that's going to look amazing. You're not even going to notice it, are you? Beautiful.
That's an amazing
that's
garden.
the hydrangea you were talking about. Love it.
That is stunning, absolutely stunning. The ceanothus looks amazing at the front. Loads. It looks really well laid out, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it a lot. Well done, Ruth.
Well done.
Nice.
And we do say gardening's for everyone here at YouGarden, but you just touched on that. It is so good for mental health and physical health and just general well-being. It really is. Whenever we're feeling a bit down, 10 minutes in the garden.
Yeah, makes all the difference.
It does, really does. Right. When my elderly mum's a bit cantankerous, I'm like, get out of the garden. And then she's fine.
Get some fresh air, get some sunshine.
I'm only joking, but my mum does get a bit down when she can't get in the garden. The moment she's out there, she loves it.
Makes a big difference.
Right, we have got a stunning acer for you. It is the Pomatum Taylor. This is the size you get. It will arrive in a 3-litre pot. It's really well established, but Bex is just showing you the outstanding colour palette there. Pinks and creams and greens. It is an absolute beauty. It was a beauty, now it's back. So this one will eventually get to about 2 metres by 2 metres, but it is they're fairly slow growing. Will grow nice in a pot and container, and we always say easy to grow as long as you keep them out of strong winds. They don't really want any wind blowing them around, and we always say just protect them from harsh sun. So morning sun, evening sun, dapple shade is perfect, but that is a beauty, isn't it?
Stunner. That's why it's in my collection. I've added it very recently, so I hope you're adding it into yours as well. It's a £12 saving on that. It's just $23.79 in the club, so that is a phenomenal price, and it'll be delivered with no postage.
And I've got a bit of acer envy because I haven't got that variety, and
I like making you envious. I'm normally envious of your garden, so it makes me happy to make you envious. Every now, it doesn't happen often, but sometimes I make Shaun jealous.
You do.
I like it.
Right, we're going to move on to the fantastic the gazanias.
Gazanias, yeah.
Yes. And these are, look at the colour of those.
Bright sunshine, that's happiness in a pot or a border right there. You're going to get 3 of those plug plants. They've all got flower buds on them. They are ready to flower, and the great thing with gazania is they just flower constantly all the way through the summer. They're brilliant. A little bit of deadheading will keep those flowers coming.
And the flowers tend to last quite a long time, and they're easy to deadhead because they're big flowers. Some summer bedding is a bit fiddly. These aren't at all, and yet they are sun worshippers, and they may make it to a mild winter. We class them as a summer bedding plant, an annual, but they can often survive a mild winter and come back bigger and stronger next year. Right, then we have got something really weird, wonderful, extraordinary that I'm growing right now, and I'm saving one for Bex.
Yay.
It is our tree fuchsia. I'd never grown these, but there's so much to love about them. So look at the foliage, and these are evergreen. These are big plants, aren't they?
Big plugs, yeah. Shaun pointed out they have been pinched out at the top there, so you're going to get extra branching. Our expert growers here have already done that. They're big, chunky plugs as well. Massive, great big plants ready to be planted out. Now, you could plant them into borders, you could grow them in pots. They will grow nice and big. They might need some winter protection. Says down to -5 it can cope with. So you do with that information what you feel you need to do to get it through to the next year. What I love about them is apparently these are going to produce edible fruits later in the year, which I think is fascinating.
And we're not going to lie, we've never tasted the fruit.
I'm going to try it though, hopefully when his grow.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking it could be a few years till I get fruit.
It might be, yes, absolutely.
But they're just weird, wonderful. You do get 6, if that's too many. Think about maybe sharing them with friends and family. So I've kept 3 for myself and I'm giving the other 3 away. Right, we're also going to move on now to our gorgeous dahlia collection. And these are a lot more compact, so they're going to go to about 50 centimetres. Some dahlias are a metre or so. But I love the contrast of the foliage with those bright colours, don't you?
Yeah, and the foliage on this one, I've got a couple growing that have this sort of lovely, deep, dark foliage. And it is, when you see that and the flowers against it, it is stunning. Because with dahlias, I think they are, they're those lovely, bright colours. Some people don't like them. Some people find them a bit gaudy. I do not. I absolutely adore it. This is what summer gardens are all about. Big, bold, bright colours.
And do you know what? Again, plants go through phases of popularity, and dahlias, they did go out of fashion, but they are bang on trend right now. They really, really are. 401588. And so they are a compact variety. You get 6 plug plants at £12.99. Stu just said a lot of the plants that were really popular in the 80s and the 90s are bang on trend, like the decorative grasses. You're so right. Yeah, cordyline, pampas grasses.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And dahlias, bang on trend again. It's ridiculous, isn't it, how plants coming out of fashion, but they do. Right, more comments, Bex?
Oh, yeah, Ruth was just saying she really appreciates our kind words. We appreciate you as well.
Yeah, your pictures are fantastic. They really are.
Yeah, it's lovely.
And then just my personal favourite today, the osteospermum. These are ones that I'm growing, and it is the Killer Berries and Cream. The Killer is a great breed of osteospermums. He's going to be strong, repeat flying, reliable. But I love it sometimes when all of the hard work has been done for us. And that colour palette, it's all been matched for us.
No, it's lovely and it's classy, it's elegant.
Yes,
the
it is
berries
classy,
and cream. When we talk about our wonderful Pansy Cool Waves and we have the berries and cream mixed with the Pansy Cool Waves, we say the same thing there, don't we? It is a really elegant colour palette and they flower constantly, just all the way through, from now, because they're starting to bud, they're starting to flower, until autumn. And you can get them through to next year. They're a tender perennial. Mild winter, they'll get through on their own, but if you want to make sure, just give them that protection they need.
And they are already, I mean, look, these are, don't think you're going to spend ages growing them on. They can go straight in your pots. Really good roots. A lot of them are in bud right now, so yeah, they are ready to be planted. And what I love about them, they're quite neat. An osteospermum, as known as the African daisy, they form lovely, I would say, symmetrical clumps. So in a sunny position, they don't get straggly, they don't get leggy, they're just really compact and beautiful. And they really push out those flowers for many months. So I'm growing those. I'm really not, because I've got them in flower already, but I didn't bring them in.
Oh, dear.
I know. Your brain doesn't work quite so well as you get older, Bex. But I promise, next time we've got them on the show, I will bring them in, because they are just beautiful. They really are. Let's remind you of some of the items we've seen so far on YGTV. Right, what's been the most popular pineapple guava?
Pineapple guava.
Well, this was out of stock for such a long time. In fact, I know we had loads of you asking for it at one point. So we've actually got brand new stock, and it's really, really good stock. Now, the price has actually come down on this for some reason. So club members, if you are a club member, you're going to get it for $15.29. And honestly, it is the most extraordinary plant. I mean, where do we start? First of all, when it flowers, The flowers are out of this world. Pollinators love this. Look at the stamens. You've got this massive cluster of stamens. But the petals, you get 4 petals, and they're kind of like a pink and a cream. And then it will produce, if it's in a nice sunny spot, it will produce these extraordinary fruits. Now, I describe it as a shaved kiwi because it looks a bit like a kiwi, but it's smooth. It's got white flesh in the centre that is very kind of tropical tasting. You know when the fruits are ripe, they normally fall when the fruit is ripe, and they are absolutely extraordinary. Now, it needs a wonderfully sheltered, sunny spot. So a nice sun trap would be ideal for this one. We say harder to -5. I think as it gets established, they're more harder than that from an experience, but that is what we guarantee. 680146, the Acacellariana Pineapple Guava. Now, staying exotic, we brought you the Dixonia, the tree fern, and these really date back to almost like, they look like they belong with dinosaurs, these. They are absolutely spectacular. They are a statement tree fern. They're often used in very high-end landscaping. They're an absolute favourite of landscape gardeners and designers, but they are expensive. This one is actually a superb size for the price that you're paying, and over many years and decades, it will form that big tree trunk as well. 500-233, loves the shade, by the way, and it will need a little bit of winter protections, a little bit of fleece, shelter position, ideal for the winter time. 500-233 for the Dixonia Antarctica. Don't forget, if you ordered earlier, but you're thinking, oh, I want that now, we're going to give you free shipping. So you don't have to put together a big basket. You can pop in and out anytime and get that free delivery as long as you use that offer code YGTV 2225. Then we've got you this stunning Formia. I know these as New Zealand flax, that's kind of popular name. This particular one, the Platts Black, is just extraordinary. I mean, it's like as close to black as you could get it, but the new growth has like little tinges of like a lime green as well. It's an easy one to grow, does really well if you've got a windy garden. If you live by the coast, it can actually survive very strong winds, and it is drought tolerant when established. Grows about 1 metre, it's clump forming, so it just grows and sort of gives you a beautiful display of extraordinary foliage all year round. It doesn't die down in the winter time. You have got that foliage every single day of the year. And they're a stunning, easy plant to grow here in the UK. 510838. Then we brought you another stunning plant. Now, can you grow figs in the UK? Absolutely, if you go for the brown turkey variety. And mine, this was taken up in sort of March time, so it hadn't come back into leaf. It is in leaf now, but you can see that's what it becomes as it matures. So the stem is the same height, but it's so much thicker, and look at the branches. I mean, even bare without leaves there, it looks beautiful, but that's what it looks like in the summertime. And it will produce figs that are edible, delicious, great with honey and Parma ham, absolutely glorious. And that is 340057. And that one has got the AGM, the Award of Garden Merit as well. It's the best one to go, I believe, in the UK. Then we brought you our Rose of the Week, which is the rose, which is currently at $15.99. It's a climbing Arthur Bell. Bex showed you her Arthur Bell in her garden. The journey that you get from the bud to the rose fading is extraordinary. You know, you get yellows and creams and flushes of pink. The fragrance on this one is really quite deep and complex. It's highly fragrant. It is a climber, so it will very easily climb up pergolas and archways and fences and trellises, and it will flower all summer long. Again, it's got the Award of Garden Merit, so it's award-winning, and that's 530362. And that is only that price, remember, for a limited time at $13.59. Then we also brought you these lovely dahlias, and they arrive as 6 plug plants. Just give them good water when they arrive, and then they can be planted straight outside. And it's a stunning mix known as Starburst Pink. And it's this lovely pink that's almost like been painted with white, and then you've got stunning little tinges of yellow there as well. It's really extraordinary, that one, absolutely beautiful, and that's 401521. Then we brought you, now Neil has ordered these, they're in his basket, and it's the Nifofia Flamenco Red Hot Poker. Now it's a particular variety of red hot poker. Some of them grow a bit too big, a bit too tall. This one, the Flamenco, is a bit more compact, so about 60 centimetres. And also the foliage is a lot neater. It tends to stay more upright, and it's a little bit less straggly than some of the other varieties. Some of the other varieties, the foliage can look a bit of a mess. Not with this one. 560, 999, but ideal for smaller gardens and your container gardening. Then we brought you the Macedonia, the melt and pastel. This is beautiful. The Nautica. So if you are looking for maybe more pollinators in your garden, if you're looking for that country cottage look and feel, then the Macedonia melt and pastels is an absolute must-have. 560, 643, and just $14.97. And don't forget, if you are a club member, you're going to get that for £12.72. And then one of my favourites, if you're looking for a really extraordinary trailer for summer, something a little bit different, we have got the Lophus. Comes from America, it's got grapevine type leaves, got these lovely kind of 5-petal trumpet flowers, again great for pollinators, and you get 3 colours there. You get a white, you get a scarlet, and you get the sort of like pink colour as well, so a red, pink and a white there. And we say they trail to about 60 centimetres. I've had them trail quite a bit more than that actually. And they're amazing, a little bit different those. 401010. Right. We have got a brand new hydrangea for you next.
Here we have.
Yeah, I don't know this one. It's brand new for me.
Hydrangea Magical Himalaya.
Yeah, I don't know this one.
I know, this one's a new one to us in the potting shed. Very excited to bring it though. We've got lots and lots of different varieties of hydrangea. This one I think is stunning. It is a paniculata, but it looks like a mop head, which is quite interesting here. Exceptional flower power, which we always get with hydrangeas. Really well suited to our UK weather. Will grow to about 1.5 metres by 1.5 metres, but you can container grow your hydrangeas.
Yeah,
it's totally possible to do that.
I'm liking the sound of this, Bex.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's a nice big size as well. I mean, check out, this is sort of very, very similar to the size that you would be receiving.
Has it any buds coming yet?
I don't know. Can you see some, Stu? Oh,
there. I was going to say, I thought I caught some.
Yeah, there's some buds. Absolutely, there you go. So you've got every chance of getting some flowers in that first year as well here.
It's quite an unusual one because it does remind me a little bit of sort of like Runaway Bride. It's like a mixture of all sorts of types of hydrangea, isn't it?
It's definitely an interesting one. If you're building a hydrangea board, that's a nice one to put in the mix.
That might be going in my basket. It might be. Right, I'm just going to talk about salvias next. Now, I will point out, some on the nursery have now been chopped back.
Yes, we've done a Chelsea chop at the nursery.
So if yours arrive chopped back, please don't go, oh no, because the reason we do that is to actually allow them to bush out even more.
Yeah.
And salvias are really quick growing, so yours may arrive chopped, but we wanted to show you what the flowers look like, and you get 3 varieties on this one as well. Hot Lips, Cherry and Amethyst. I don't know why the Hot Lips always makes me laugh. That's the red one.
I think it's because you think of Hot Lips Houlihan, don't you, from MASH?
Yeah.
That's what it is. If you're old enough to remember Hot Lips Houlihan, that's why. Makes me smile. Always reminds me of our old friend Lisa, who we used to work with, because I was sure she looked like Hot Lips from MASH. And they are brilliant plants, though, aren't they? They absolutely flower their socks off. They're small flowers, really unique, interesting, but you get so many of them, and that's what gives this such an appeal in the garden. This is Stu's friend Tony's garden, where he's got a couple of varieties growing next to each other and sort of into each other, and that looks beautiful. It can grow up to about 1 metre in height. My neighbour grows it and just keeps it nicely trimmed and clipped and keeps it a bit shorter.
Now that's mine, and I can honestly say it has been so neglected, right? This was taken last year. I actually fell in love with this in the end because I put it in there, I gave it no attention. I didn't feed it. I didn't even really weed around it because there's bits of grass and all sorts in there. But do you know what? It flowered for about 6 months and it had nothing. I gave it nothing. I've got Fortinia next to it, as you can see. And what I've actually done, I've trimmed it back this year and I have done a bit of weeding and I have planted some other salvias next to it.
Yeah.
But I love it. I never used to love salvia, and now I do, because they are so easy, they are so hard-working, and there's a lovely fragrance with them as well. But yeah, we'll go to about metre by metre. But I fell in love with that plant because it was just so hard-working, and I gave it nothing. Yeah. So I was like, you deserve to be loved. So I love salvias now, I really do. And you get all three of them. So you get the amethyst there, you get hot lips, and you get the cherry lips as well. 560, 668. Right, we'll go next, Bex.
Geranium, the Decora balcony. If you're looking for a trailing plant and one that actually can cope with not having to be watered constantly, then this is the one to go for, because these are grown widely across the Mediterranean. They produce the most beautiful displays, but we can grow them here as well, and they really can be quite drought tolerant.
Yeah,
they don't need constant watering. I mean, if you can, do it, but they don't need it.
I actually plant these in there's one side of the pub garden that gets full sun all day, and loads of bedding plants struggle there because it's just too hot. These, as Bex said, are really drought tolerant. And yeah, I was going to say, they should be in flower very, very shortly. There's already a really good trail on those, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, they are ready to go for you, and they're just going to keep flowering constantly all the way through summer. I think that one's actually got broken, to be perfectly honest.
Well, do you know what? They're very easy to take cuttings off as well. Yeah, literally, take that off, put it in a glass of water, and you'll get a brand new plant.
You will indeed. Honestly, you get cascades of these beautiful, vibrant trails. They're long-lasting. They can flower. Honestly, they can go right the way from now. They'll start blooming very soon, and they can go right the way through to November. That's how cool these are.
And I mean, you often see them in the Mediterranean where they get no water. You'll see them in apartments that have been locked up for weeks and months, and yet they still flower beautifully. So if you're somebody that maybe goes away a lot, or you're not able to water your plants that often, an absolute must. And beautiful, beautiful displays. Just as the flowers go, just take them off, and they will keep flying. And I would give them a decent feed. You know, our blooming fast, you can add a sachet of that to your basket.
Oh yeah, that would make a big difference. Yeah.
And it's £1, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not much at all.
So if you haven't got any blooming fast, add some to your order today. It's £1 on offer, and it will make 100 litres. Oh, sorry, you don't get. I thought it was £1 today. Oh.
Oh, the £1 is a pre-treatment.
Our apologies.
We feed it with blooming fast before we send it.
Sorry.
All right, well, you've all got your blooming fast anyway. Most of you will have. If you haven't, it's the best feed. So have a little look on the website and add that to your order.
But we do occasionally. That's what I got confused, because sometimes I have got it.
Yes, where we've done a sachet as part of it.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, what I will point out to...
But that's great, so it gets feed before it comes, great.
Patricia, though. Was it Patricia? I think it was Patricia. Yes, Patricia, the free postage. So Grimmy's answered it, so hopefully you've got your answer. The free postage relates to everything that we've got in the potting shed on the live. If you want to find out all of those things, what you do is you go to the YouGarden website, click on Live Now. That takes you to where you can watch the show, but also scrolling down, these are all the plants that have been selected for the show today. If you use our code, these are the ones that come with free shipping. If you're shopping the rest of the website, you will have a postage cost in your order, but being a club member, you get a couple of postage vouchers, so you can offset the postage against those. Grimmy has explained it. Thank you so much for doing that, Grimmy.
Thank you, Grimmy.
But this is why we want you to watch the YGTV shows and select from here. We have loads of different products every single week, and you can get free postage if you're selecting from these ones.
But as Bex rightly said, if you join the club, then you will get a couple of postage vouchers sent to you, and you're going to get £20 worth of vouchers that you can put towards any further and future purchases as well. Right, we're going to move on to Cortaderia Tiny Pamper. Love this. Now, I'm very lucky. I've got a big garden. I've got a big pampas grass that's about 2 metres by 2 metres, but you know, I've got the space. Most modern gardens, and I had small gardens for many, many years, cannot afford to have a pampas. So this has been bred to be tiny, 60 by 60 centimetres max, but it produces identical plumes to the big Cortaderia. Now, I'll give you the details of this one. You actually get a pair of them at a phenomenal price today. They're really healthy plants. And I tell you what, they look amazing in pots and containers. Look at the roots on that.
Yeah, nice rooty plants.
And they are evergreen, so you've got that foliage all year round. Don't forget that you've got lovely foliage. But in sort of like late summer, autumn, these plumes start to appear, and they are absolutely beautiful. And pampas grasses, the Cortaderia, has become incredibly popular again. But as I say, these are not invasive. You know, I mean, pampas grasses in their native countries are actually extremely invasive, and they can be a bit invasive in the UK. They can just take over. This has been bred to be really small and compact, but it looks like identical to a pampas.
It does, just a miniature variety. And of course, if you are a container gardener, small space gardener, balcony gardener, this is one that you can actually grow in those spaces. I'm growing 2 in pots, so you wouldn't do that.
I didn't know you had this one.
Yeah, I've started them off as the 9 centimetres earlier on this year. So I can't. Big pampas grasses. You're lucky you've got that big garden. A lot of us don't have that, so you can still have the look and feel of that pampas grass in those small spaces on just a balcony. I remember you always talk about your balcony you had in Leeds and how you filled that with stuff.
I did.
So you can still have that look and feel of pampas even in just those small spaces.
Yeah, you really can. They love sun, so full sun, well-drained soil, but they're actually easy to grow. And actually, when you get lots of the plumes, you can take them off and dry them, and they can make lovely little displays.
Tickling sticks.
Yeah.
Cat toys.
I know. I was going to say I use mine to get my cat in. When my cat won't come in, I get that pampas. Yeah, and he's just like, oh. It's like, caught you again, in you come. But if you do want those, they're only $19.98, $16.98 if you are a club member, $560,991. But yeah, they're, I always say the pampas is the king of grasses. They are certainly the prince. They really are. And then we have got, these are nice, aren't they?
Yeah, this is the coronet mix.
Yeah.
We all love a dianthus.
But I love those colours.
Yeah, really gorgeous colour mix that you've got here. Dianthus are just, they are a staple, aren't they? A mainstay. They have to be in your garden, no matter what kind of style of garden you've got, because you get months of colour and they're really, really easy to look after. They're going to get so many different varieties included in here, and of course, they are coming as garden readies. Love garden ready season. And
I love the, all the different varieties. There's some really unusual ones.
Yeah. Look at the colour mix in there.
And, my dianthus, I've had some of mine quite a few years.
Yeah, absolutely. I would suggest with this particular variety, you're going to need to give them a little bit of protection.
Yeah.
A lot of them, you can leave them out and they're fully hardy. I would suggest this variety probably going to need a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit more tender. You might get through mild winters with them. You might want to just grow them as annuals. You can do, but if you want to protect them and get them through the winter, just do that, and you will get them as a perennial plant. Nice, healthy plug plants, nice and big plants, ready to be planted out in your garden.
I love the foliage of dianthus as well. They're quite a neat plant, and they are hard working. They will flower all summer long for months and months and months. And don't grow too big, those either. So, great for the front of the border, great for your pots and containers as well. Right, I don't know where the time's going.
It's flying.
We are with you, of course, till 12 o'clock. Now, we are on TikTok. If you want to watch us this afternoon, we are live on TikTok from 1 o'clock onwards. So it's we always do different deals, different plants. You need to download the TikTok app, and we'll be with you from 1 until 4 this afternoon.
We will indeed.
Are we doing any giveaways?
Probably.
Oh, got a few little giveaways to do this afternoon as well. So yeah, if you want to join us. Can never get enough Shaun and Bex, can you? Well, maybe. But if you, I could cope with a few more hours of those too, then we'll be live from 1 o'clock till 4 o'clock on TikTok as well. Right, got 2 lovely plants. The calamondin with fruit.
Yeah.
$29.99, $25.49. This is a stunning.
Absolutely
citrus,
beautiful, and it
wow.
comes with the fruit. Now we brought you citrus in the past, where it's had the leaf or it's been a smaller one, and we always talk about when's it going to flower, when's it going to fruit. No waiting and wondering here. It comes with fruit attached, and the blossom you get on your citrus trees. Oh, it's sweet, it's gorgeous. It rivals the scent of, jasmine and gardenia, because it is just heavenly, isn't it?
I am sorry, I'm a bit gobsmacked with that price.
I know.
What have you done with your arm?
I've cut my arm.
You've cut your arm.
I don't quite know how. I'm bleeding.
Nice. Yeah, there's some toilet all over that.
Yeah.
Right, so it is a calamondin with fruit. Now, this is a plant that needs to be outside in the summer, so give it lots of sun. And then in the winter, it will need a little bit of protection. So bring it inside a nice cool conservatory, somewhere, so just buy a nice window, but not too warm, and then put it outside again every single summer. And say this particular stock will arrive with fruit. And the calamondin, it's like a mini orange.
It is a mini orange. I ate one yesterday.
I'm just going to try one.
It wasn't very sweet.
Was it
I'm
not?
going to say.
Was it not quite ready?
It wasn't quite ready.
Well, I'm going to try it anyway.
It was a good palate cleanser.
So I quite like that.
Yeah.
But it's a bit tart.
It is tart,
It
for
is.
sure. They will sweeten up in time. They
Yeah, I quite
absolutely
like
will
that.
sweeten up.
It's a bit. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's not sweet.
No.
Do you know what though? You could actually that in an air fryer with a bit of sugar, but lovely.
Yeah, I bet it would. They have got pips in, by the way.
Yeah.
Right, they're really
I quite
easy
like
to
that,
look
Bex.
after.
I like that.
They do like ericaceous compost, so when you're repotting this, make sure you're using acid soil, the ericaceous compost. They do need some winter protection as well, so they would love to go outside in the summer and enjoy all the glorious sunshine, but then bring them into a cool conservatory or porch in winter. Really reduce your watering down, because you don't want to overwater in winter. That can be the death of the plant, and get yourself an ericaceous feed. We've got one that's called a citrus feed.
Or, I would say while you're ordering, I don't know which size we've got on the website, but a little bit this goes a long way, but they actually need feeding, I'm going to say weekly in the summer.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they're hungry. They really are. So do go for a blooming fast citrus feed. It is important. I mean, some plants you can, like a lavender, you can forget to feed it for years and it'll be okay, but these absolutely need a citrus feed in growth season and fruiting season. I'm going to say every week, or at least every other week as well.
Yeah.
So do just look on our website, it is there.
£10 saving. Enter the code. That's how you get your saving. That's also how you're going to get your free postage as well. Next up, we've got the standard bay tree for you. Now, I am a big fan of bay in the garden. I've got one. It's in a pot. It's just outside the back door. It's a wonderful foliage plant. It's evergreen. It's beautiful, so it adds that evergreen colour. But the reason I've got this in a pot just outside the kitchen door is because I use bay in my cooking on a regular basis. Bay leaves go into soups, stews, bologneses. When I'm making that cheese sauce to go on the cauliflower, or you know.
And do you dry the bay leaves or do you use them fresh?
No, I use them fresh.
Use fresh.
You can dry them, obviously. You can take them off and you can dry them and use them. But to be perfectly honest, I use them fresh. I actually think there's a nicer flavour from the fresh leaves than there is from the dried leaves.
And what I love about bay trees is, again, they're classy. They look good all year round. The foliage is amazing. You often see them used outside spas and hotels because they've just got I think they've got a grace to them. They've got this lovely, simple but beautiful architecture to them. And you often see faux bay trees, don't you?
You do. In fact, there's one right in the corner.
Oh yeah.
Shall we show that faux bay tree that we've got?
I mean, they're often made as faux trees, and to be honest, they're not bad. But if you can have the real thing,
I mean, honestly,
because they do gather dust. Yeah, they do.
It doesn't take much looking after at all. Mine's in a sort of, they do quite like a sunny spot, but I'd say mine's in quite a shady spot, and it's growing beautifully. It's constantly giving me new leaves. It gives you these lovely little frothy, kind of almost yellowy, lime greeny flowers. Pollinators absolutely adore the plant as well because of those flowers that come out. It's got the badge of perfect for pollinators. It's got the badge of award of garden merit. It's pretty tough. It's pretty hardy. Doesn't really need any winter protection.
And actually nice and easy to keep in shape as well.
Yeah, simple.
It doesn't some standards suddenly get big branches coming out here, there and everywhere, and you don't know when to prune. They are really, really easy to look after and nice and compact. I just think they look simple, elegant and classic. And a lot of people often put some little twinkly lights around them as well. They look amazing. Totally evergreen. They look good all year round. And what I'm going to suggest is maybe go for a pair at this price. So don't forget, with your club discount, you're going to pick these up for £25.49. Bay trees are quite an expensive tree, particularly when they're grown as a standard, because they are relatively slow growing. That's what it will become over a number of years. So again, the stem will strengthen and thicken. The head will get into this glorious big evergreen ball. And I just think they're one of the most beautiful standard trees to grow in the UK. When we say standard, they are growing into what we call the lollipop shapes. You've got that long, straight stem. And they're beautifully grown ours. I'm not being funny, but this sounds a bit snobby, but sometimes when you see bay trees in the supermarket,
they're all spindly.
They are,
rubbish.
and they're all like this, aren't they?
I agree.
They're often
agree.
They're often wonky. I think they get the rejects.
Yeah.
And if you want a bay tree, you want it to be perfect.
Yes.
So I know that sounds a bit snobby, but you do. That's what a bay tree is about, isn't it? Nice, tall, straight stem and beautiful ball on the top. That is a perfect bay.
Love it.
No wonkiness there. Right. top favourites today have been the brown turkey fig and the Acoseliana pineapple guava. These have been absolute favourites. Two really great choices.
Really good.
Really great.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the pineapple guava, if you want year-round interest but you want flowers and the potential to maybe have some gorgeous edible fruits as well, then this is the one to go for. The fruits are supposed to taste, I mean, a pineapple guava, a mixture of a pineapple and a guava.
Yes.
Juicy, sweet, delicious. The flowers are really impressive and they're going to bring the pollinators into your garden.
Evergreen, hardy to -5. I'm going to say when established, probably more, because mine survived many, many winters in my last garden. Beautiful foliage, gorgeous flowers, and yeah, on a good summer, fabulous fruit as well. Try and put that in a sunny spot.
Yeah.
If you want the flowers and the fruit, that wants to be in an absolute sun trap. And then we have got the brown turkey fig. This is hard. It's about -15.
Yeah, this is brilliant. Now, when I got because these like to have their roots hugged. That's the sort of secret to success with figs. If you want to really help it to fruit and to be happy and healthy, keep the roots hugged. So I actually took a look inside the pot when I got mine. I'm going to make a mess.
Don't worry.
I'm going to do it. Oh, no, not too bad, not too bad. Right, so have a little look inside the pot. I mean, it's a nice root system in there. The compost isn't falling away, but that certainly isn't fully rooty, is it? So that's what mine looked like. What I did was I buried the nursery pot.
Oh,
so
did you?
I've potted it,
okay.
But I've potted it in the nursery pot in the slightly larger pot. That's how I'm going to encourage mine to keep getting that hug. It's not ready to go into the larger pot yet, but I wanted it in a more decorative pot. So that's what I've done with mine. That would be my top tip to anybody that's getting this. I don't think those roots are full enough yet for you to pot it onto something else.
But I've had mine about 10, 15 years from YouGarden. It looks amazing now. It really does. And the fruit tastes delicious, but the leaves on a fig, they're beautiful. They really are. And I love the way that the fig grows. It kind of twists and gnarls. You've got these stunning stems.
Your one looks amazing. And that video in the winter when it was bare of its leaves, it was the winter interest of that plant that actually really made me love it so much.
Well, we are sadly out of time.
Wow. That was quick.
It was quick, wasn't it? We are back on TikTok between 1 and 4 this afternoon. So I hope you can join us. Just download the TikTok app. It's a bit different. It's a bit faster, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit different. I mean, come and join us if you want to. If not, of course, we are still here for you on YGTV and we'll be back on Sunday. May and I.
It's you and Adam, is it? Yeah.
Not you.
Yes.
You at QVC on
I'm at QVC on Saturday at midday.
There you go.
And do you know what I'm doing Sunday?
What? Nothing.
Bit of gardening.
Oh, nice.
I am. I need
Good
to.
for you.
I haven't finished doing the pub garden yet. All my garden, all my mum's garden, and I've got loads of plants in the greenhouse that really need putting out now. So, for myself, Shaun, and the wonderful Bex Edwards, and Stu, of course, who's been chatting away in our ears, taking the mickey as normal. Do join YGTV on Sunday from 9:30 till 12:30. But it's been lovely, hasn't it?
Yeah, lovely time. Thanks for joining us.
And join the club. You'll save 15% on every order. And don't forget to use that offer code.